Welcome in, welcome in.
Welcome back.
In.
Yeah, welcome back, everybody.
I'm glad for all of you guys that are joining us tonight. First of all, I'd like to say good evening and welcome in. Hope you guys have found a comfortable spot on the couch or in the car or at work, hiding from your boss, watching the show.
The restroom?
The restroom? The restroom and the restroom.
Dropping a hot what?
Oh, a hot one. I went to man, my bad for that sound. I went to outdoor. What is it?
Outdoor World.
No, but what did you call it? Pro.
Oh, Bass Pro.
Bass Pro Shop, right?
Bass Pro
I went there the other day and I had to use the bathroom. I was looking for some bear spray.
Hey,
to spray all these bears, right? And hey, what's up, Snoopy?
Shout out to
Welcome
Snoopy.
in. Shout out to Snoopy. Welcome in, homie. I'm gonna go through the roll call right now. I'm telling you a little story real quick. So, anyways, I go to that Bass
Pro Shop.
Pro Shop, right? And I need to use the bathroom, bro. And oh my God, homie, it must have been every stall was like full of fucking dudes just taking a mean masa.
Oh hell!
And that was like the worst. Don't ever go into that bathroom. Don't ever go into that bathroom. I walked in and I just busted a U-turn real quick, a Chicano U-turn. I had to get out of there. That was the nastiest bathroom I ever been in, homie. Like, and it wasn't tagged on or nothing, but I'm talking about like
it was like the cleanest, stinkiest restroom you've seen.
All these big old weddles were probably eating beef jerky for like 2 months or something, homie. Because
they were pooping out that
they were letting him have it. It's like they chose just to go to that place to go do that.
They took out that sweet corn and the pork.
Whatever they were eating, homie. Whatever they were eating, that was the dirtiest thing. I had to walk right out of there. But anyways, welcome in. Appreciate you guys. Tonight's very important. What we're going to talk about.
Definitely.
And what was I going to say? I'm at a loss for words. NORBEEZ, how was your day?
It was hot. It was busy. It was kind of long, but for the most part, it was hot, bro. We're going through this heat wave. Do you call it a heat wave? I would call it a heat wave.
I guess so. I guess, yeah, there's waves that we go through. Heat wave, yeah, I guess. What do you think? We're getting closer to the sun, or is the sun getting closer to us, or what? What's going on? What's going on for all you ball earthers? And because I know a lot of you are still believing the whole planets and all that stuff. So
well, it's a fixed system, right? So it doesn't really move.
Well, people don't believe that, though. They believe that we're spinning on a ball. And you know what I mean?
You know what? I can be sure that the sun is definitely within the, what do you call it?
Firmament?
The firmament.
Mm-hmm.
Because the way...
What made you come to that conclusion, bro? When I first met you, you were not a flat earther. Don't be lying.
Nah, you know what? I didn't care too much to know too much about the world like that. I'm like, well, how does it benefit me knowing if it's flat or round, you know?
That's the biggest question. Like, what people that say, oh, I don't care. Like, what does it matter anyways?
Yeah. For the most part. But then since we started working together, I'm like, you know what? Let me look into it. Let me see if there's any validity to what Marvelous is saying.
So what was the biggest thing that came to your, like, you know, your conclusion of being like, you know what? It probably is flat. Like, what was that big thing that came to you?
Well, for me, it was, for one was the NASA cameras.
Mm-hmm.
I realized that they use like these fisheye lens, which make everything look round.
Right.
And then the flight patterns.
It
doesn't make sense why you would do an overlay from here to there.
Right.
Go back, but when you look at the map from like the way it's supposed to be looking like it makes sense. They're going actually straight.
Yeah.
Where if you're thinking of a round planet, it's going back, and then the other way go back again.
You ever notice the big map board that they use? Like, say, for instance, NASA, or you watch the movies, right? They'll show NASA, and they'll show the flight patterns, and they'll show a plane go up and go down.
Yeah.
It's always like that, bro.
Yeah.
Like, why?
It doesn't make sense. I mean, for the most, well, I mean, I think what you're talking about, like, is the boosters, and then I think the satellite just stays up there for the most part.
What satellite?
Satellite that they fly up there with balloons.
Oh, okay. People don't believe that. That's crazy. You know, like, look at, shout out to Rihanna Alvarado.
Hi, Lisa.
Flat Earther. She's laughing. And she's in for a rude awakening. We got Rootster Z. Appreciate you. Lisa Duran Corrillo. She says, hi, NORBEEZ.
You doing roll call?
Yeah, I'll do a real quick roll call. Victor Aguilar. Saludos. Hey, appreciate you, homie. Thank you for the super chat. Zapata Vive. Is that V or Vive? It's Vive, right? Ignacio Acala. Appreciate you. Welcome in. Jesse C. Ignacio. 94M. Always a pleasure, homeboy. Snoopy. Always a pleasure, carnal. We got Athena Special Lady. La Gegos. We got Danny G. El Hermano. Hugo Garcia. Where's the name? Where's the natives lady at? Claudia Vasquez. I appreciate all you guys. Welcome in. If I missed you, I'm sorry. I'm trying. NORBEEZ is moving the roll call up and down, up and down. Risky business. What's up, homie? Always a pleasure. Ramon 35 or tattoo. What's up, homie? Diego Vargas. And I'm gonna say Sapolgees, or I don't know if I'm messing up your name, homie. 818 PJ. Saludos, homie. Shout out to the projects. And Alex Hernandez and Zaid. We got Zaid in the house. All right, so go for it, bro. Was I done? El Boo Boo.
That's right.
Welcome in, homie. Go for it. What were you saying, bro? So you had a long, hot heat wave today, right?
Oh, yeah. We had a long cat. It was hot.
Hey, but even when it's cold, you're just always sweating anyways. Is it just the Taco Bell sauce coming out? What's going on with you, bro?
I run hot. That's why. Shout out Crystal Perez.
Uh-huh.
What up?
And what were you saying? What were you saying?
I was saying, I run hot. I run hot. Everything. Everything.
Okay.
It's hot.
Okay. Just a hot dude, huh? A hot Oaxacan, huh? All right, Mr. Hot Stuff.
Oh.
Okay, so if you guys haven't seen the latest news, word on the curb is Santa Fe Spring Swapmeet. I had posted up something on my IG. If you guys haven't seen it, go check it out. Marvelous Inc. _tattoos. I posted up quite a few videos on the stories and on the reels. And one of the reels that had to do with the Santa Fe Spring Swapmeet. Shout out to all the workers that work there. Shout out to all the real gangsters that go there. Shout out to all the families that want to have a good time that go there. And shout out to all the
TikTok influencers.
All the TikTok influencers that go there and want to dance the two-step.
Hey.
So they recently got raided. Somebody let ICE in.
Before we get into that, I do want to get a quicker shout out again. Crystal Perez from the Blackout Podcast. Appreciate you being on the live chat.
Thank you for joining us, Crystal. Appreciate you.
Definitely. So let's get into it. You want to get into it?
Okay. Well, I'm getting into it. I was getting into it, and then you started to close the curtains on me, homie. Dang. All right. So, anyways, many of you have seen the video. I'm sure you have seen the video.
Yeah.
They let ICE in, or with
like
sheriffs.
They opened the door for them,
and they started carding people. You know what I mean? Going random people and workers and stuff like that. And that's not cool. A lot of people in the comments are arguing back and forth with each other. There's a lot of trolls in there.
Yeah.
And there's people saying good that happened. And there's other people that are saying that's messed up. The security should have did something about it. Well, this is the thing. You can't be mad at the security. Okay, the security there are youngsters, for the most part. They do have some PD that do, keep track or whatever if anybody's stealing there or whatever, and they do got sheriffs there sometimes or whatever. But these local PDs and sheriffs are not part of the federal faction, which ICE is. Okay, that's the first understanding. The other thing is that the security guards are just regular security. They're not going to be able to stand their ground against a federal agent, or let alone want to go against one at all. They're young. This is their first time experiencing anything like this. And for the most part, people should be mad at I don't think the owner is there.
As far as from what I hear, the owner has nothing to do with this situation. It was the manager.
The manager, right?
Manager.
So, and his wife.
I don't know the connection with his wife.
Okay, so the manager, that's who you would have an outrage towards, right? And that's who you would boycott if you did want to boycott anything. People could say, "Oh, well, how could you prevent this? And how could you do this? And how could you stop them?" Well, first of all, that is isn't it a private complex, that place?
Yeah, it's private property.
Okay,
as far as I know, it's private.
It's private property. First thing. The second thing is that you could give a fair warning. you could warn people.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean?
Well, they have a PA system.
Yeah,
there,
they have
I
a PA system. You know, and man, if I was a manager, I would be telling people, I would be running down. If I didn't have a PA system, I'd be running back into, hey, pack your shit up, close the shit, do not open it.
ICE is here. Everybody get the hell out of here.
They don't got a search warrant. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's messed up. You know, for you to put somebody in that predicament to essentially get taken away from their family. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's the reason for me posting it, and also to bring awareness. This isn't gonna stop. It's not. This isn't the first swap meet they're gonna hit. This isn't. You know, they're gonna be going to local malls. They're gonna be going to the schools. Like I told you, they're gonna go to the schools.
Yep.
They're gonna be raiding houses. That's what's gonna happen. You know, before this event happened. You know, this isn't a spontaneous thing that happened and Trump just made this order. This is all pre-planned stuff that's happening right now to you guys.
I definitely believe that.
And there's different phases that come along with it. Usually 3 to 4 phases that come. This is only the first phase to see how the public is going to react. And then what can you do to flank the public from really blowing up or being real combatants of the federal government. Okay. So before this happened, they were sending out what was it on Craigslist, deputizing people. You know,
I heard
if you want to, if you are, I forgot what the words they used, but if you stand your ground, if you're not afraid of certain situations or whatever, if you're not in fear for your life, come and sign up to do whatever it was, right? And they deputized a lot of people. If anybody or any of you that were downtown noticed the enormous amount of PD that was there, LAPD. Now I'm not gonna say sheriffs because I believe the PD did it. It was an enormous amount. They weren't all in cop cars, you know. They were in unmarked cars.
Yeah.
You know, so they could deputize you if they want to, you know, and they could, you know, whatever laws they want to make up, they can make up, you know. But yeah, I'm just fair warning people. It's gonna happen. It's gonna get worse. Hold up. What do you say? Marlis has his socks pulled up to his shoulders. Yeah, homie, it's a onesie. Hey, but get ready because it's not gonna stop. You know, they are gonna be hiring bounty hunters. You know, they're gonna be paying $1,000, I believe, to $1,000 to $1,500 per person that they bring in.
That's crazy.
So you think that these people are not gonna want to make that quick money? You think they're not going to be going to your local discount stores, Dollar Trees, wherever the raza's shopping at? You think they're not going to be going to those communities and walking around the store? Hey, I spotted one that might not be from the United States, right? Yeah. You got to just be prepared. You know, warn your family. You know, for
the most part, we're being hunted. We're at this point, we're being hunted.
Right. And this isn't going to stop. You know, this isn't going to stop with the United States. This is going to spread down into Mexico. You know, that's the next one. You know, they're just doing what is like a lighter version of what El Salvador did with the gang members, which you got 18th Street and MS. This is just a lighter version. Okay. So just be aware.
Yeah. You know what?
Be aware.
I didn't see it that way. They did round them up in El Salvador.
Yes.
Whoever was tatted, they didn't matter as long as you're tatted.
And they deputized a lot of people. They deputized a lot of people. They didn't have that many cops like that, bro.
Yeah.
They didn't have that many cops like that.
And right here is whoever's just brown.
Yeah. So I mean, not brown. You know, they are gonna. I heard that. What's his name? The Güero. Trump had advised them not to take any of the
farm workers.
The
hotel workers.
Not to take any of those workers, right? Go ahead, NORBEEZ.
As of this morning, he pulled back on that and has told DHS, Department of Homeland, to continue that search again.
Okay.
To the farmers and to the hotel workers. So he stepped back on that and decided to continue the search for even farm workers and hotel workers.
All right. Yeah. So if you guys aren't aware of what's going on, this is called the false flag. You know, where stuff does happen to people will get hurt. You know, laws will be broken against the citizen or person. Like I told you, it's a fictitious entity that you guys are calling yourselves when you say I'm a civilian. You're not. You're not. You're a national of this land, of this nation. Okay. So, yeah. You want to get to some of the questions, because what I want to do is I want to hear from you guys. I want you guys to, this is going to be your voice tonight.
I don't want to hear from them.
They don't want to hear from you, fool.
I'm kidding.
Man, I will give them the address and they will pull up and
they know I love them.
Hey, so yeah, I want to make tonight about you guys. I want you guys to I want NORBEEZ not to drop calls first of all. And I want your input on stuff, you know?
All right. Let's it's always a first come first serve. Here's the first one. Is NORBEEZ going to be in the hot dog eating contest next month? Yes. And, let's see. Why do you... Okay, this one's from Christian Alcantar. Says, why do you get mad when we act up if we have always been humble people? Because they have to get us because they have to get at us in a physical body. It's a spiritual war. Wake up, black and brown. We are the same with the same oppressor. My question is, do you think ignorance has overrun true reading and study? What the F?
Yes, I do believe that. Nobody reads no more. Everybody's asking AI for the answers. Nobody has real knowledge or definitions what the words really mean. So that's why nobody knows how to prepare themselves for court when you have to go to court. Everybody's just paying tickets just to pay tickets and get them out the way. Nobody knows the terms of all this stuff. You know what I mean? Nobody knows their ethnicity. Everybody thinks that we're all mixed or we're Spaniards or whatever. You know, nobody has
or we're all Mexica.
Or yeah, you know, exactly, right? Nobody knows their true language. You know.
Yeah.
We just haven't been taught. Everything that we're supposed to know has been robbed from us. You know, it's been robbed from us, and we're going how many generations in now? Yeah. We're about we'll say the 15th. Well, I don't want to say the 14th century, but 1492. We'll say the 15th century. We've been robbed.
Yeah.
You know, we've been robbed with these indoctrinational camps that they made. You know, and forced us to believe in their beliefs. Force us to, you know, like I've told you, cut out your warrior braids, you know, and put women in pants and just all kinds of stuff. There's so many stuff, you know. Our heritage, our bloodline has been robbed, you know, and there's only few raza that are doing the research that needs to be done to educate the youngsters, but then again, the youngsters don't appreciate it. Because they feel that they're living in the future now. Yeah. And they're not. They're not. Only the trends have changed. The time hasn't changed. We're still those people. Our ancestors are still living through us. Yeah. So it's very important for us to keep them alive. If you're not going to speak up, your ancestors are going to die out with you. They're going to die out with you. Your bloodline's going to die out. You're going to lose all your culture, your spirit, your life, you know, and you're not even going to be fighting. You know, everybody's asleep and raising a flag. You got Pico Rivera right now, right? They just raided that spot. They hemmed up a little kid. Yeah. Well, not a little. I don't mean to say little kid, but a youngster, 20-something-year-old young man.
Oh, okay.
And you know, they took him for whatever reason. You know, and you got the communities outraged right now. Downey's down there. You got Pico Rivera down there. You got Norwalk down there. You got all these people down there protesting, right? Honking their horns, girls taking selfies, and nobody, and with all respect to my people, man, nobody is educating anybody down there. Everybody's just raising a flag and honking their horns and yelling and screaming and feel that they're united. But you can't be united without no education. Without knowing what you're really, really fighting for. You're not fighting just one white dude in office, Trump. You're not just fighting him. He's not the one making the decisions. You got to know who owns that presidency. You have to know who you're fighting with. And it's not just one person, it's families. These are families that control the United States. Okay? And you just have to learn his story. You know, you have to learn your enemy, you know, because at the end of the day, whether you want to call yourself an American and be all proud, You want to be all proud of this ideology that you learned, this indoctrination that someday you're gonna have a big old house and a white picket fence and everything's gonna be, you know, all goo goo gaga. It's not. It's not. It's not. You know, you're gonna retire at an old age when you're too old to appreciate it. You know, you're gonna be working and working and working and paying taxes to who? To who? You're not gonna know nothing about your culture, your ethnicity. Your kids are gonna be stubborn and more spoiled. They're not gonna know nothing about their culture. And raising a flag and honking your horn is sure not the way not to do it. That's not the way to do it. You know, you're not accomplishing anything by yelling or recording. Everybody's with their phone right there. I'm recording you, take him. I'm recording you. What is that recording going to do?
So what would you suggest that they do in that kind of situation? What would be the
if there's enough people right there,
yeah,
you stand your ground.
As in
stand your ground, as in get that kid. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Like, you're not going to rip my baby from my arms.
Yeah. Yeah.
You're not. No matter how old my son Jay, he's 20 something years old. I am not. You're going to have to take me.
Yeah.
You have to take me out.
Yeah.
That's not going to happen.
Yeah.
And I'm damn sure don't worry, son, I got it. Don't worry, son, I got it. Well, he's screaming.
The chat is watch me save him right now.
It's like, you know what I mean? Like, everybody's like, look at where I'm at. I'm right here. Look at what they're doing to my son. You know what I mean? Like, you're not going to see that person again.
Yeah.
That person's going to get taken away from here or worse or whatever happens. Right. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like, and there's enough raza, there's enough of our people to put a stop to it.
Well, I'm glad you said that, but you know what? The thing I am worried about is that somebody is going to go too far on any side. And I'm worried, like, what's gonna be the results when, depending on which side.
Okay, so think about this.
Takes it to the next level.
Okay, so think about this. What is your ideology of going too far, NORBEEZ?
Somebody putting out the toy and
but it's already gone too far the minute they put their hands on your baby. It already went too far. It already went too far, bro.
At that point, they're already taking something, a life.
It went too far. It went too far when they established Thanksgiving as a holiday.
Oh.
It went too far then.
Now, maybe some people don't know the history. Do you have like a quick little recap?
No, we're going to get into a whole different subject, bro.
I know, right?
But I mean, it has to do with the same subject.
I think what I'm saying about it around that time.
But what I'm saying is that it's already gone too far for too many centuries already.
Yeah.
And we're such a compassionate people that we think that being humble and things are going to change is somehow going to change. It's not. It's not. At this point, you got to be the aggressor and protect your community.
For the most part, yeah.
You know, if you see workers out there, you know, mowing the lawn. Yeah. You go stand watch right there. Call the homies. Everybody's saying I got comments and messages from homeboys and these are people from other states, homie. Texas. Who else messaged me? Some dude from Idaho. Florida. Hey, well, where's all this gang members at? Where's all this talk at? You know, I thought LA was down. I thought this and that and this. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
And it's like, where is that? There's no real leadership, bro. We're like ants without a leader. We're strong, but there's nobody taking charge of anything. There's no form of direction, bro.
It's tough. I've seen some potential leaders, but at this point, it's difficult because it's already well known that the feds are onto them. Mm-hmm. And they're trying to shut them down, like before they could become an actual established leader.
Right.
I think for the most part, they are out there, but they also have that fear now that the feds are now quicker to get to them.
Yeah.
And that's happening with the use of the technology that the feds are now using.
Yeah, your phones, they're tapping into your phones. They're listening to whatever you're saying. They have the algorithm that pick up certain words that you're saying or texting on your phone. Yeah. So, yeah,
that's crazy. You know what? Before we go to the next one, I did want to bring something up because JEDI did. It's funny that you said stole. They stole this from us. They stole that from us.
Right.
JEDI shot me a story of a crew that goes out to the treasure hunt, pretty much.
Right.
So this crew was down there.
Man, I need to take that shit
crew,
down. My bad for the smoke alarm.
Yeah.
Sorry.
So this crew was.
I need to take the batteries out.
This crew went all the way down to the Gulf of Mexico near Colombia, Cartagena, and they found a shipwreck that had 200 tons worth of gold, silver, and rare gems. Now, I think you and I both can agree that that came from the land.
Right.
Now, obviously, it got stolen from those pirates or whoever the hell it belonged to. A Spanish boat, from what I hear.
Okay.
Do you think those treasure hunters should return all of that back to the country? Or should they? Or are they allowed to keep it because they found it?
I think that I mean, at this point, bro, I think that gold really doesn't matter, or the silver really doesn't matter. I still do believe, it should get turned into the people. But who's guiding these people? Who's the leader of these people? They're gonna get it. You know what I mean? Like when you find something, a treasure or whatever, and the Smithsonian comes and they're like, oh, we need to confiscate that for scientific research. You know what I mean? Yeah. That's what the government's going to do.
Yeah.
It's not going to go to the people. You know, if you want to distribute it to the people yourself, that would be the best thing to do.
Yeah.
You know, go give it to those in need. Be a Robin Hood.
Yeah. They say the value the value of all that, all the things they found is over $1 billion.
Yeah. There's a gang of stuff. There's treasure in museums that aren't even over here, bro, on this continent.
But it goes to show you how much they took from the land. That's just one boat.
Yeah.
That didn't make it.
They've taken way more than people think. The Grand Canyon.
Yeah.
The Grand Canyon, bro.
Yeah.
Egypt. That was a main slave spot for digging gold and natural resources and all that stuff, and to build up their Egypt, bro.
Yeah, it is definitely
that's all quarried land.
Unnatural occurrence right there.
Yeah. You know, so how much do they got? Right?
Yep.
Let's go to another question real quick. We're gonna be taking calls right now, okay?
Let's go with Hermano Chosen. Says, what's going on, family? I got a question. Do you guys think the Terminator or Matrix movie have biblical references, and what are some good movies to watch that you think have future predictions? Talk about this, please. Salute.
Oh, definitely. Yeah. So Morpheus would in turn be God.
Really?
Yes.
I was thinking more of a what's it called? Is it Metatron? Is that his name?
Who?
Metatron.
Metatron. I don't know, bro.
That was the voice of God.
Okay, no.
He was supposed to be Enoch after he became, I guess.
Okay,
angel.
so and then what's his name? The dude that played Neo. Neo would be the Messiah.
Yeah. Okay.
The one that they're looking for.
Yeah.
Right. The person that to take his people back, reclaim everything, or let them know who they are.
Like a Jesus type of.
Well, yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Well, okay.
Right, the Messiah, bro.
Yeah. Jesus is the Messiah.
Well, isn't he?
Is he?
Well, you don't know what Messiah is?
Well, I mean, it's Jesus the Messiah.
Well, not the word Jesus, not the name. That's a false name.
Okay, there you go.
Or are you trying to get that out of me? Bro, don't try to teach me. I taught you, homie. Don't be trying to school me.
I just want to clarify.
This guy right here trying to school me right here.
Metatron. I just wanted to clarify.
All right, go.
Okay.
Next one.
All right. Wait, did you have any suggestions for movies?
Oh, movies.
To watch?
Good movies would be. Shoot, man. There's a lot of good movies.
I would recommend Gattaca. That's a good movie.
Gattaca?
Gattaca.
No, you know what a good movie is? Oh my God, man. I was just talking about it the other day. The Experiment.
The Experiment?
I think it's called The Experiment. The Experiment. I forgot the actor's name, but it's a really good movie, and it shows you, man, I need to turn that crap off, man. Yeah, The Experiment. Check that out.
All right. Starting who?
I don't remember his name.
Alrighty.
Go to the next question, bro, because I want to take calls. My bad.
Clarissa Turcio says, what are your thoughts on someone like Nino America, a self-hating Mexican American who says things like he is glad Europeans came and killed and deleted Native Americans and took this land?
That is pure ignorance.
Oof.
That dude, I put him on blast on my page.
And that's from Clarissa.
Yeah, I put him on my page. Thank you for your question. I put that fool on blast on my IG, and that dude he should be ashamed of himself. First of all, the way he looks indigenous as heck. You know, he doesn't know his culture. He's a perfect example of a whitewashed indigenous person that doesn't even care to know about his roots. He doesn't care about none of that. You know, he probably grew up with good credit. It seems like he's adopted or something. You know, by
like he was the one guy that got adopted by that white family.
Yeah, you know what I mean.
Like that one Chappelle character, the blind guy.
Yeah, like he's had everything in life, and he just doesn't know what struggle is, you know, because he just hasn't been humbled. He needs to be humbled in some way. You know what I mean? He probably has a bunch of stories that he tells people, but then again, he's probably a manipulator. You know, so I don't know what's up. It's sad. It's sad.
Well, I mean, this isn't the first time we've seen a personality out here on YouTube that's like that thinks they're some way, but they're really another.
Yeah.
But they get mad when, you know, you tell them, no, that's not you.
Right.
You know, you're this person. You're from here. You're not that person.
Well, look at all the, I mean, first of all, people are following these influencers and they're believing that they're our people, right?
Yeah.
You got, and I don't care, I'm going to say it again, Hoodstocks. Yeah. He's Russian.
Yeah.
He's a Khazarian. His bloodline is a Jew. Yeah. His father's Jew. Is a Jewish.
Yeah.
Right? A Khazarian. Guys, if you guys don't know what that is, go look it up. Okay? He got all hurt. Yeah. When we had that big old my first interview on his show.
Yeah.
Then you got Capone.
Yeah.
He doesn't know nothing about the struggle. He just grew up with the trends of being from a barrio. You know? He doesn't know nothing about the true bloodline of a struggle. You know what I mean? The other one, you got Lefty, Little Holiday. You know, another white dude.
He had an interview where they asked him about
Dodger Stadium.
Not only Dodger Stadium, but about the immigrants.
Yeah.
And he said, well, I mean, I'm half white, so I don't care.
Yeah, but he would say that because it's in his spirit. It's already in his spirit to be that way. And that's so people don't look at the spirituality of it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They could be growing up however, but their spirit's always going to tell the truth.
Hey, but why do you see so much raza that have platforms that push him as if he was a raza like that?
It's the same example, bro.
You got the radio station Power 106, the Brown Bag. They're very popular right now, but they keep uplifting him.
Yeah.
Like he is raza, even though, you know, he self admits he's white. So I don't understand why are they trying to convince us that it's not
about well, you know what it is, and it isn't about trying to convince us, right?
Yeah.
And I'll use this other dude as an example.
Yeah.
6ix9ine.
Yeah.
You got this dude that they promoted the heck out of, right? And they made him this hierarchy person.
Yeah.
You know, to pump up all the youth over there, how cool it was to be a blood, how cool it was to be from a gang, how cool it was to color your hair like a rainbow. Yeah. And then you got all these youngsters doing the same thing.
Yeah, you do.
It's just to put down our communities. They give you like it's like a god.
Yeah.
And then you got the gods have their deities, right? He would be the equivalent of a deity. Lefty is a deity. People are worshiping this ignorance, homie. There's no other word that I could use.
Yeah.
Back in the day, that wouldn't happen. A person's not gonna be out there fucking with their eyes rolling in the back of their brain and talking about, you know, the dumbest things, homie, on camera.
Yeah, but it's hard though, because, you know, even the black community calls him a Mexican. And they're
because they're dumbed down too. Both of our communities, both of our tribes are dumbed down, bro.
Yeah.
They're being dumbed down for a reason. The same reason why we were hung from trees.
Yeah.
Because you are the chosen people. This is a spiritual holy land, meaning separate for a separate people.
Yeah.
But they don't know that. And it says that biblically. You won't know who you are. You won't know who you are.
I mean, for the most part, that's true right now. I mean, we're just barely waking up.
Barely scratching the surface.
Yeah.
The Great Awakening.
Yeah.
Right? The sleeping giant.
Yeah.
Who's the giant? We are. We are.
Yeah, we definitely are. That's for sure. I mean, we have shown it from here and there. Let's go on to the next one. All right, well, here you go. SD805 Plumbing says, if the sun is millions of miles away from us, why is space dark? Doesn't it make more sense that the sun is really close by and it's the same size as the moon?
Facts. You look at old interviews with the astronauts. I hate to call them that, But anyways, you look at the old interviews and some of them say, oh yeah, well, when I got there, it was just completely black. You can't see no stars. And then you got some that said, oh, I could see there was millions of stars. You know what I mean? They both have certain. I need to go take those batteries out, bro. That is bugging the shit out of me. Go ahead and give your input real quick. Give me 1 minute, everybody. My bad.
Well, I mean, it's funny that 805 would bring this up because that's literally something that me and Marlis were talking about before the show started. I don't know how we brought it up. I think he was asking me about the flat earth, or I don't know why we talked about it, but or maybe we talked about that in the beginning of the show about satellites, because we were talking about satellites and who's going to fuck. I'm trying to figure out how we ended up talking about it. I don't know. Chat, let me know if we had talked about that earlier, because I'm pretty sure we did, and I just want to make sure we did. But either way, so my input on that, it's really difficult to believe that sun is so far away and it's so bright. But for the most part, yeah, you're right. Why is it that the rest of space isn't lit up? You know, it doesn't make sense. But then it's difficult to get it too, because how is it that we can see these planets, as Marley says? How is it that we're able to see them also? But then again, if there are portals and they're a bright light a portal that's made out of light, then I guess that would make sense. Because if you do see it through a telescope, it does look like there's water up there.
Yeah. Okay, my bad. Okay, go for it, bro. What's the next one?
All right, next one is from a friend of the channel, Two-Face Entertainment. What are both of your thoughts on the gang culture taking sides throughout California? Is this crucial? Is this a crucial time? Do you believe it's time for change? Oh,
it's been time for change. Thank you, Fred, for your question, homie. I appreciate you. My respects to you and your channel. If you haven't checked out the homie's channel, go check it out. Two-Face Entertainment. Okay, this is the thing. Norteños and Sureños, I don't care. I'm saying it. And people can go, oh, this guy was saying the stuff about Sureños and Norteños. Yes, I said it. Yes. The homies that are in prison, the big homies that are in prison, need to come to an agreement already. I know there's this end of hostilities and all this and that, but they really need to push the issue of unity.
Yeah.
Besides making money, hey, I understand that.
Yeah.
But this is a crucial time, and youngsters don't know. They're not educated. They're only educated in gang shit. Yeah. They're only educated in how to take each other out or how to make money. But nobody's educated on their culture, homie. Nobody's educated on what their tattoos mean. On real cultura. People are just, oh, you got to go do this and earn this. But who are these people that you're putting on your body? What are the real meanings of where our people come from? Do they know anything about migration?
Yeah.
Yeah, you can make a filero in jail. You could do all this stuff, to make money. But do you know how to do it out here?
Yeah.
Do you know how to really hunt and feed your family? You could stick 100 cholos, homie, in the forest.
Yeah.
And maybe in 2 weeks, you're gonna have 10 of them maybe survive, homie.
Wow.
None of them are gonna know anything. They're gonna be arguing and bickering. Everybody's gonna try to be the leader, and most of them are gonna be running into trees, breaking their ankles. They're gonna lose a Cortez. You know what I mean? Like, they don't really know.
Yeah.
Everybody just wants to do it for the show. Oh, look I wear high socks. I'm all tatted down. I earned this on the level 4 yard, homie. What are you talking about, fool? There's nothing proud about being busted.
Yeah.
That just shows you weren't smart enough. You're dumb. You're dumb. You got caught. Somebody ratted you out that you shouldn't have been kicking it with.
Yeah.
Somebody was pretending in your circle.
Yeah.
They weren't 100% real.
Yeah.
That's real.
That's real.
These younger homies need to know who they are.
That's a tough challenge though, Marlon, because there's a lot of people out here that are trying to teach them the same thing.
You got that one Norteño rapper that came down, Doc, whatever the hell calls himself, right? He came down here and he's over here filming himself. Oh yeah, I'm on my way to LA, whoop-de-whoop, whoop-de-whoop. I'm gonna take off my shirt, whoop-de-whoop. Yeah. Ain't nobody was worried about you.
Nah.
Ain't nobody was worried. We got bigger issues than you. Who are you?
Yeah.
Another nobody.
A cloud chaser.
Another
maybe?
nobody, homie. A cloud chaser for the camera.
Yeah.
He wants to show everybody up there how down he is.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And having a reckless mouth at that.
Yeah.
And then to diss his own, he dissed it all the North
Yeah.
by saying that, I'm a Sureño now, therefore because I'm down here or some shit. He said some shit like that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, fool, you just messed up by saying that.
Wow.
You should have never said that.
Wow.
If you were going to come down here and represent and support the raza, then you needed to just shut up and do that.
Yeah.
Just support him.
Yeah.
But he has a young mindset. He's doing it for all the wrong reasons, just like a lot of youngsters are doing it for all the wrong reasons, bro.
It's
for the
unfortunate.
camera.
Yeah, it's unfortunate.
Everything's for the camera. Everything's for show. Look at NORBEEZ, how long you know me, and how many podcasters. I'm not saying I'm big and bad, fool, but how many podcasters have I done it with, and all these fools were just for the camera, just for the camera.
I mean, most of them.
It sucks. It sucks because these are some of the dudes that wanted to rep the biggest. They were the biggest cholos.
Yeah.
They went to YA. They were in prison. You know, like they're interviewing other cholos.
Yeah.
They want every prison story out there. Like if that's gonna benefit something. You know, we already know that you put letters in your butt.
Yeah.
We already know how to make a spread. Everybody knows how to do a burpee.
Yeah.
What is that gonna do? In a time like this,
And
a crisis,
are
you gonna go do burpees in front of the juras right there? Are you gonna go make a spread? Is that something that you should know?
And no, and it's sad because that those type of topics and they trend, and then people start looking up to it.
And that's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Everything's a trend, bro. And trends are ignorant.
Yeah.
That it's just sad, homie. It's sad.
It is, man. And these guys have no shame in pushing that information. It's
The
almost
people,
like
the people that are on the top, NORBEEZ, just picture it like this.
Yeah.
Picture it like this.
Yeah.
You got the communities down there, because they're not living like us.
No.
They don't even speak English, bro.
Yeah.
They're living in their castles and they're watching our own people police our people. And amongst them, you got the civilians going at it with each other and disagreeing over Trump and who they should have voted for.
Yeah.
And these people are like, damn, these pendejos don't even know.
Yeah.
They don't even know.
Yeah.
They don't even know who they are. They don't even know the name of the land that they're on.
Yeah.
They don't know that. And we're going to keep them confused. Babylon. Look up the word.
And they're doing a good job.
Babylon. We're going to keep them in Babylon. That's the reason why there's an obelisk everywhere.
I've never seen so many, now that you mentioned that part, I mean, I never seen so many Chicanos just putting down each other.
Yeah.
Like they choose government, this government over their own people. I'm saying like.
But it's because they don't know nothing else. They don't know nothing else, bro. If you keep telling your son, hey, mijo, you want McDonald's and Jack in the Box, that's all he's ever going to know.
Yeah.
That's all he's ever going to know.
Yeah.
He ain't going to know that there's better food out there. Yeah. That food contains electrolytes.
Yeah.
That's going to be beneficial to him. He doesn't know that. He just
no
knows that, hey, that tastes better. I want that.
Yeah,
you know?
For the most part, no, you're right. You're right.
People need to know that this is really the Aslan that everybody talks about is here. It's here.
Yeah.
We're that people. They need to know that.
Yep. All right, let's go to the next question. How Dodger? Oh, this from No Cap 805.
Go for it.
How Dodger fans a hypocrite day against Trump and ICE, but it's one for their baseball team to this raza.
That's another thing. You got all you guys are out there, right? I know a lot of you guys went downtown, okay? Or wherever you're at in your community. I know you guys are supporting and doing whatever you can, sharing videos of what's going on, whatever you can, right? But where are these people that you support, that you pay for? You pay for their tickets. All those Dodger games, Dodger gear, whatever gear that you got. Rams, the Raiders, anything that you got. Rappers, Ice Cube, Snoop Dogg, all that stuff. Their agents are telling them, stay home, stay home. You know who was out there, though?
Who?
You know who was out there? I give her so much credit. That girl from Full House.
Oh, yeah. Jody, right?
Yeah.
Jody?
I don't know her real name, bro.
Oh, yeah.
But her. You know, she was out there.
She was banging as an adult.
You know? Like, where's the Dodgers at? Where's the Dodgers at? Who pays your salary? Who's paying you all that money?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? How much money for so many years
have
people, given to that franchise.
And you know what? She was there the same weekend we were there. And it's crazy because...
Well, I've been there all week, NORBEEZ.
My bad.
I've been there. I went there the next day and the next day and the next day.
I'm saying that day where we were there, she was there. And I think she gets more props because before any of these celebs showed up on the weekend after, you know, she was there already.
Right.
She was there, you know, fighting.
Right.
And then the next weekend when it was going to be the bigger one, all these celebs started coming out of the woodworks.
Right.
But, I mean, that's cool that they came out, but, you know, they should have been out there like the same time she was out there.
But you got, what I'm saying is, like, you got podcasters down there that are just like, oh, yeah, look at where I'm at. I'm here, you know? But what are you doing there? You're just taking up space. You're taking up space. It looks like support.
Yeah.
It feels like support.
Yeah.
But are you really educating people on why you're there? Like, what's really going on?
Yeah.
Do they even know what's going on?
Yeah.
Do they know the history of the United States? Do they know about treaties that have been broken? Do they know the land that they're on?
Treaties have been broken.
You know what I mean? Do they know any of that?
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Stop supporting them. Stop supporting the Dodgers.
Yep.
You know, you want to go protest on anything and represent something? Go protest at Dodger Stadium. They rip families out of there. You know, they rip families out of there.
For them, it's nothing different.
You know, like that's been a place that should have been boycotted, not celebrated. Oh, we have a team. Fuck that. You're the team. You're the team. You're LA. You're what makes LA, not a baseball team. You make LA. Your struggle makes LA. I mean, everything that you've been through makes LA.
The only big team sports that actually stood up and said something was from what I know is the LAFC, which is the Los Angeles Football Club, the one that plays right there by USC. They're the only ones out of all the teams that actually said, I mean, nothing from the Rams, nothing from the Chargers, nothing from the Dodgers, nothing from the Lakers, nothing from the Clippers. I mean, I don't even think I've heard anything from the Raiders.
Yeah. And it's sad. And you're not. And you're not, because they have agents that are telling them, be quiet, you don't want to mess up your career. And they're all making money.
Oh, then they banned that one girl because she sang in Spanish, because she sang Spanish.
And then who cares? Spanish isn't even our language. Like, what does that even matter? But it shows the disrespect.
Yeah.
The disrespect, how they just want to disrespect a people, period.
Yeah.
They want to disrespect you, homie.
Yeah.
They don't like you. They don't like the way you look. My grandpa used to tell me that all the time. Mijo, they don't like you, mijo.
Yeah.
They don't.
Yeah.
You're going to have to struggle all your life, mijo.
Yeah.
You're going to have to go above and beyond for everything.
Yeah.
You know?
No, you're right. It reminds me of a story of there's one black actor. He was adopted by a white family. And him and his sister got in trouble in school. So he got detention, and his sister, which was white, didn't. And at that point, he knew something was wrong. Like, why is it that I only got detention and my sister didn't? That doesn't make any sense. We both did the same shit.
Yeah.
So his white mom took him to the park and sat him down and told him, you know, I know you know something's wrong, right? That you got detention, your sister didn't, right?
Right.
Well, I'm gonna tell you just straight out, like, your sister over there, she's white. She can be late as many times as she wants, and she's never going to get in trouble.
Right.
You're black. You have to be on time every single time. You're not going to get the breaks she is.
Hey, thank you for that. Thank you for that super chat.
And I thought that was crazy that...
Chris, thank you, homie. Yeah, that is crazy, bro.
Then that stuck with him throughout his whole life.
And what's crazy, bro, is that, you know, you had some of the black community come out and say, oh, you know, I don't know why they're support our people. That's not our fight. Like, we shouldn't even be involving ourselves. You know, we're the ones that were hung on trees and stuff like that, right? That shows how ignorant they are. Yeah. Ignorant. We were the first ones to go into captivity and hung on trees, bro. We were the first ones. That's ridiculous for them to say anything like that. They shouldn't say that.
And you're saying that because they're only learning history.
Yeah. They're being taught a certain thing, bro. They're giving just a little piece of the cake. Yeah. They don't know what the whole cake looks like.
No, you're right, because I said it before, like, you guys are to, like, I think they're called the Viral Way podcast. They were saying, where were you guys when the dogs were attacking us and they were using the hoses against us? And I put a comment there. I tell them, well, for the most part, the people that could have been there, they all got wiped out. They got genocide. That's why they're not there anymore.
Yeah.
Because if they were able to survive, they would have been there, but they're not because they got taken out.
Snoopy, 3 months member. Hey, I appreciate you, Snoops. Thank you, homie. Let's take some calls, bro. Because we're gonna get stuck on all these. My apologies, but I want to hear from you guys. You guys, if you guys have any comments, anything, this is your show.
All right, give me a second. Let me just make sure that's the number before. No, that's not the number.
No unknown callers. All right, and please try to keep it respectful, please. I appreciate y'all, you guys in the chat. What's up, Pelon? Shout out to Pelon, Rootster, Jaime, Mac Ryan, Pues, Jason Allstar, Alfredo. Let me see. Manuel. Lopez, Maravilla in the house. Appreciate you, carnal. El Boo Boo.
Yeah, I haven't even put in the number in, and somebody already called.
Go for it.
No, hold on.
Don't drop no calls, NORBEEZ.
No, it was a toll-free number. They're trying to flood the line.
They're trying to call from a payphone or what?
No, they're trying to flood the line so nobody's call gets through.
What? Don't be flooding the line, homie. Summertime.
We got a prank caller here.
All
right, so the number's up now. You guys could call. I wonder if I could block this number. Oh, I could. Blocked. All right. All right, number's up, people, and give us a call. Let's see. That's shout out to the live chat. You guys are always keeping it entertaining. You guys are always keeping it fun. You guys are always making sure everybody
appreciate you guys
is involved. Here we go. Caller, your name and where you calling from tonight?
Hello, NORBEEZ. This is Brad Pitbull.
Brad Pitbull, what's up, man?
Area 52.
Oh,
Orale. What's up, Brad Pitbull?
Area 51 is yesterday's news.
Hey. All right, Brad Pitbull, hurry up before I drop your call.
Yeah, for sure. Hey, well, Mexico, look, there's another struggle for conflict with the Mexica people, right? Because remember the Spaniards came and took over Mexico.
Yeah.
The French fought Mexico.
Yeah.
Mexicans on their own land. America, the U.S. took over Texas and other parts of the land.
Yeah.
So this is. The question I had is, what do you think, Marvelous? That this is just another part of the submission, not just for the Mexica people, but plus Navajo people. It's just another tribe attempting to take over this tribe, and that's for what, and with Israel doing that stuff with Iran, I just think this is a whole distraction, a whole sideshow. And at the same time, remember those 100+ people died in that crash in India. So,
yeah.
For all these things to happen, plus the Pope dying, all these are sacrifices to somehow channel some sort of mourning, negative energy. And it's live streams like this, but for us to keep. I'm not saying to hold hands and sing kumbaya, but
yeah.
To think productively, right? Think of solutions, right? That'll be. So what if one of us gets deported? Then do we have family in Mexico that can buy land? How can we get the money over there? Can transfer it in gold or in silver coins? And, how can we start being made in Mexico or made in America? Because it's the modern weapon is now economics.
Oh,
so,
well, yeah, good point on that one.
Yeah.
Just using social media, Cash App,
yeah,
you use their own weapons against them, and that's just man put this, and no thanks for no for the older show for tonight's stream, and
Ah,
it's important for us to vent because I know there's probably people out there that probably I had a friend call me like he's concerned about getting deported, and I told him, your chances of getting deported in California is 1 out of 1.9 million. So that's how many illegals and undocumented there are out here.
there's a lot of us.
So yeah, so the odds, it's possible, but the odds are low.
Yeah.
But, there's going to be that one person that's
Yeah.
I have to be careful how you say it, right? Because it's YouTube, but they're going to try to deport that one person that is from a strong bloodline,
Yeah. I have to make more time for the other callers, homie. I appreciate that, but I'm gonna answer your question right now, bro. I appreciate you calling in. My respects to you, homie.
Yeah.
All right, homie.
You got it, Brad.
Okay, don't take no more right now. Hold up.
All right, no
That was
calls.
pretty long-winded.
All right,
so what people have to understand and what he was talking about right now is like, how far essentially will this go? If people don't understand or people don't have the comprehension to understand that this is about tribes. This is about tribes, okay? It's not something that happened in the past and it's been done away with. It's something that's still happening in your generation today. It has everything to do with tribes, okay? The people that call themselves Israel, those are the real enemies of your tribe, okay? Those aren't the real people. Those are the people that literally own the Americas. Okay? They feel that they have bought and paid or somewhere down the line have lent money, and so our army has to fight for them every time. That's why our army fights for them every time.
Yeah, we're going back.
Okay? This is all strategic moves. Okay? You're their enemy because you're the chosen one. This land right here, that is chosen land. It has a higher vibration of frequency. Okay, they just don't understand it. They don't understand it. There's a reason why we have what's called a gold rush. The gold rush. There's no other places that have that. Oh, there's a gold rush over here. People are going to be flocking to Califas to go get all this gold that's somehow the earth is producing. We produce a higher frequency. Okay? Our people do too. We are from this soil. There's no way that you could just make up an imaginary line and put it between me and NORBEEZ and say he's different. No. That you can't call this, oh, this is America now and that's Mexico over there. No. This never existed. This is still chosen land.
Yeah.
Of the Mexica, Inca, and Maya, which are relatives of the Toltecs and Olmecs. We're relatives. We're a special people. We have the original pyramids. We built those.
Yep.
The real towers of Babylon. We built those. Those are energy towers. They're not temples that were built for, we're going to bury this king in here. No. It's just, it's hard for most to comprehend, And because people don't even feel the need to study. They don't feel the need. They just go up. I'm going to go up just this one book or what I heard from somebody. And then they think they know everything. And they don't. They don't. There's pieces of this puzzle scattered everywhere, just like us.
Yeah. We're
scattered everywhere. The Atlantic slave trade never brought Hamites over here. It took indigenous melanated people from this holy land, and took them across the Atlantic, not the other way around. Go for it, bro. You can take the next caller.
All righty. All right, there you go. Caller, your name and where you calling from tonight?
What's up?
Hey, caller.
Is this NORBEEZ?
Yes, it is.
¿Cómo estás?
Bien, bien. ¿Y tú?
Órale, todo bien.
That's right. That's right.
This is Javi calling from Downey, California.
Welcome in, Javi.
What's up, Javi?
Shout out to Downey.
That's right.
Hey, what's up, Marvin?
What's up, bro? The platform is yours, homie. Any comments, thoughts?
Thank you so much for allowing me to do this.
Yes, sir.
First of all, thank you, fellas.
You're welcome.
You know, one of the things that I wanted to say first, and if you can allow me to, to speak for a little bit, fellas.
Go for it.
A lot of us feel fucking, pretty bad right now because our people being targeted, right? The administration's calling our people. And I'm not sure if you guys have seen the post from the not the CIA, but the ICE pages. All they're just posting is just a bunch of raza.
Oh, yeah.
This guy from Mexico. This guy from Mexico.
Yeah.
This guy from Guatemala.
Yeah.
This guy from Guatemala.
Yeah.
Have you guys seen the Mexicans that are coming in here? The Guatemala. That rhetoric is. I'm tired of that, bro.
Yeah.
And you know what's crazy? It's nothing new.
They were doing the same thing downtown. They were doing the my bad, homie. I don't mean to cut you off, but they were doing the same thing downtown with the protesters. The newscasters were telling youngsters, "Hey, go stand on that car. Let me take a picture of you." Those are the pictures that they're sending out. Those are the pictures that are being promoted across the world. You know what I mean? Like they're not showing anybody really speaking knowledge to anybody down there. They want to get the fires. They want to get the ones that are writing on walls and stuff like that. Not everybody's doing that.
Yeah, no, you're right.
But go for it, bro. My bad.
But no, thank you so much. But I think that our people have shown that, as far as being in solidarity, that we can protest peacefully, because unlike some of the BLM, protests, we're not burning businesses or any buildings down. Things have not gotten like that. Things have not, and they're painting it as if it is. When you hear the border secretary, what is her name, Christy Nome?
Oh yeah, crazy hoe.
She makes it seem as if California is burning to the ground.
Yeah.
Yeah.
To the whole world.
Yeah.
To the whole country. So what I wanted all your listeners to know, and you guys know as well. Do you guys know a guy named Cesar Millan?
Isn't that the dog guy?
That's the dog whisperer.
The dog whisperer. Yeah.
Yeah. Cesar Millan. Cesar Millan came here as an undocumented person, man. Like maybe 40 years ago, man. Right? He was undocumented. He was walking dogs. And he even says it in his stories. You guys should look him up. He goes, "Hey, there goes that Mexican that walks all the dogs with no leashes." And yeah, he had about 15, 20 dogs following. He used to walk dogs with no leashes.
Dang.
At one time. 15 dogs, and they would all follow him. He had that energy, like you guys talk about.
Yeah.
The energy, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
And he talks the same thing about energy. And you know what he said? He goes, "My Mexican people," he goes, "we're going to be okay, like we always have," right? And it made me feel good, bro. He goes, "We're going to be okay." You guys should look him up. You guys should look up on his word to the Mexican people. He goes, he said, and this was powerful, bro. Do you guys remember the JFK, John Fitzgerald Kennedy's speech when he says, "Ask not what your country could do for you, but what you can do for your country"?
Yeah.
Yeah. He goes, Mexicans stand on what can you do for your country? And we stand on that. Not what can your country do for you.
Thank you, bro. I appreciate your call, man. Thank you for that input and that knowledge, bro. Thank you. I appreciate you, man.
No problem. Just remember, this is temporary. These things have happened all the time.
Yep.
But you know what? Our numbers have grown so much.
Yep.
And look up, I can send you guys, if you guys can actually put a number, if I can text you guys, there's actually 2020 census from 2020 to 2024. The amount, the increase of Hispanics, blacks, Asians, and then you're going to see the negative white side. And that's what they saw. And that's what they're scared of. Their numbers are dwindling.
Yeah, you're right. I've been saying that.
Thank you,
bro. They're negative 2 million. We're positive 3 million. We're not going nowhere.
Nope.
I appreciate you, bro. Thank you for your call. My respects to you and the family, homie. You guys stay safe wherever you are.
Positive energies. Positive energies to all my Rasta out there. Mexicans, Central Americans, South Americans. We're here to stay.
That's right. Thanks. All right.
I just want to add to that statement. We could increase our numbers all we want. We could be millions of people, but without the proper education and the knowledge on your bloodline, that doesn't account for nothing.
That part. Caller, your name? Where are you calling from tonight? Caller.
I just want to add to that statement.
Hello.
Can you
Can you put the TV down? Because we could hear it.
All right.
That doesn't account for anything.
Is that cool?
Yeah, there you go. All right, man. Oh, well, we can see here. All right.
Tell him.
All right, you're good. You're good. Oh no, actually no, he's not good anymore.
Okay, go to the next caller because we're gonna have a lot of callers, bro. If you are gonna call in, please turn your computer, your TV down, so it doesn't echo in the earphones, please. Thank you.
All right, caller, your name? Where are you calling from? Caller.
Hello.
Yeah, hi. Can you turn down your TV?
Yeah.
Thank you. So, do you have a question or a comment that you want to put in?
Yeah.
I mean, it dropped him again. So that was the same guy. He still got through somehow.
Annoying, dude.
Caller, your name? Where are you calling from?
Hello?
Hi.
Hello.
Hi there.
Calling from Boyle Heights.
That's right.
Yeah, I grew up right there in the 90s, like in the East LA area, like Whittier Boulevard and Ford. And before, we would be really proud to be Chicano, you know what I mean?
Mm.
And like now you see all these youngsters with all kinds of tattoos on their face, like goofy ass tattoos. They don't even know what the meaning of it, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And like now the youth, it's like how Marvelous says, they're misguided.
Mm.
Instead of just standing out there protesting, you know, they should find other ways to brainstorm, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And like he was saying, if there's enough people right there when fucking ICE shows up, we're going to have to catch a fade, dog. Somos americanos también, chingado. They're taking people that are American citizens now. It doesn't matter if you have papers or not. They just don't like you because you're brown, my boy.
Yep.
You know what I mean? And
Facts.
That gets me angry. Like, I'm Chicano, but when I walk the streets now, I do feel a little something that they're going to fucking roll up on. Oh, I'm sorry. They're going to roll up on me and take me. And it doesn't matter if I have my fucking papers or not. They'll probably beat my butt or take me God knows where.
They're going to harass you, bro. They're going to agitate you, homie.
Exactly.
You're right.
It's like the same thing with the Juras. It's been like that my whole youth. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Every time a Jura sees you, oh, pelon, fucking tatted, you know?
Yeah.
Big. Like your rights are just thrown out the window. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
Right.
I just get a little passionate. You know what I mean? But
and
I'm
that's
also
how you
Marvelous,
should be, bro.
you know what I mean?
That's how you should be, homie. Passionate. It's in you. It's in your blood, homie. You don't even. You feel the energy, bro. You know.
Don't apologize for it.
You know.
Yeah, and that just gets me real angry. And then today I seen the video of them harassing that kid at fucking Pico Rivera. This is just a youngster working at Lowe's, but he just told the ICE agents, "Hey, watch out, homie! You almost hit me."
Yeah.
And those fools, they get so aggressive, man.
Yeah.
Those fools are like the fucking cartel members, dog. One fool goes out, "Oh, fuck, well, homie," and just attacks the kid right there, like sick ass fools. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And you see how deep they are. Man, you see how deep they are. They got vatos hiding in the cut, bro. Yeah. There's two more trucks that pulled up that were just waiting for something to crack. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Like they're being real strategic about what they're doing. They know what they're doing, bro.
They're waiting. That you know what, you're right. Keep that in mind, people. That if you see one truck, they're more than likely there's two more hiding.
They're not gonna go to the hoods. They're not gonna go to the barrio with two trucks. They're smart. They know homies will jump on them.
Yeah.
And also the location, they're just going to like regular locations like a fucking like Home Depot or people fucking selling tacos. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
They took some workers right there by Whittier and Bradshaw. There's like the shop I go to right there, and you know I didn't pay attention before, but that guy uploaded the video and his workers were gone, and the meat's still burning, dog. ¿Qué gacho was that, man?
Yeah.
Like the meat's still fucking cooking right there, dog.
Yeah.
And those people just disappeared without anybody knowing where. You know, I get it. It's illegal to come here, blah blah blah. 'Cause that's the law.
Yeah.
But at least let us know where these people are being detained.
That part.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Well, they
These
feel
people
that.
are sick with it, dog, and it's
Go for it.
getting out of hand. You know.
It is.
Yeah, homie.
No, that's it, dog.
Hey, I appreciate your call, homie. My respects to you and your familia, bro. Stay safe wherever you are. Hey, homie. I'm only one person, but if you ever need me, bro, call me, homie, and I'll be there. I'm sure a lot of homies will be right there. I'm right here, bro, to help any of my people. I'm not trying to sound all big and bad, homie, but you know what I mean? Hey, I'm here to fight for you guys, and I know you guys will do the same, man. And this shit needs to. We're not gonna get nothing accomplished by just filming something, bro. That's the way I feel.
That's true, dog.
We're not gonna get nothing.
Put the cameras on and let's catch a fade, dog. Fuck it. You know what I
mean? Yeah. I appreciate your call, though, Carnal. Thank you, homie.
Hey, I grew up with a lot of solid homies in La Doble M right there, dog. El Pollo, all solid when I was a morrito, dog. And you know what I mean? My respect to right there, that area. Dog.
My respects to you, too, también, homie. My respects
you always
to you,
keep
bro.
it marvelous everywhere, my boy.
Gracias.
Ándale, pues.
Thank you, homie.
Gracias.
Ándale, pues. Bye-bye.
Yeah, man. I mean,
that's sad, man, for, you know.
But it's getting to that. It is at that point where now we do have to stand up and protect our peoples.
Thank you for the super chat. I appreciate 805 Plumbing. iFood's protesting booty shorts. What the heck?
Caller, name, where are you calling from tonight?
Risky business.
Jay from South Texas. Or West
That's
Texas.
Jay from South Texas. South Texas?
South Texas, right?
Jay, where you from? South Texas?
South Texas. I'm like 30 minutes from the border, bro.
He's from the South Texas.
Hey, what's up, man?
Hey, what's up? Hey, what's up with your moderators blocking me, bro, for no reason?
Oh, you got blocked? What did you put?
What did you say?
I didn't put shit.
Oh, my bad.
I didn't put shit, but it don't matter. Look, it's all good. Look,
go ahead.
With all this shit that's going on, bro, there's a lot of misconceptions and there's a lot of narratives that have gotten even to like, the major platforms, Joe Rogan's platforms type shit.
Right.
Yeah.
And I think we need to start clarifying those narratives and misconceptions, because one of the biggest that's actually giving our Mexican people a bad look is that the narrative is they're waving a flag from a country that they don't want to go back to, right? That's the narrative. But the people that are out there waving flags are not the undocumented people, for starters, right?
That part right
the
there.
People that are...
that part, you're right. A lot of these fucking idiots keep saying, why do those immigrants keep waving the flag? Motherfucker, they're U.S. citizens.
Yeah.
They're not immigrants.
Yeah. So it just so happens that the focus is on L.A., right? Where the dominant group of gente is Mexicanos, right?
Yes.
Raza.
Yes.
But if some shit was going on in the south of the country, you'd see Confederate flags flying.
Oh, yeah, all the fucking time.
You see what I'm saying? So that's the misconception, bro, that these quote-unquote undocumented are out there waving flags and they don't want to go. I mean, that's stupid. That's U.S. citizens, like you said, that have the same right to wave whatever fucking flag, whether it's a fucking Cesar Chavez fucking made-up flag or whatever type of flag. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I see your point.
And second, bro, another misconception is, and it's been like this, right? And I guess it works, but this whole shit, bro, stems back to the caravans, right? The caravans a few years back, they were coming in, right?
Yeah.
But unfortunately, or fortunately, right, for whoever's seeing it,
yeah,
those caravans, bro, those were not Mexican people.
No.
Those were Central Americans, South Americans, and from other countries.
Yes.
So, and I know, right? I know that it's kind of fucked up at this time to be like, well, we can't separate ourselves from them or whatever. But like I said earlier, no other country, bro, has the history that Mexico has with the United States.
No.
From it being, North America, for it being right next door, for like I said, all the history that it has. That's why these people don't understand it, and they're just like, well, fucking go back. It's like, motherfucker, like, we've been here.
Yeah.
Like, what do you mean go back to where? Because, right, because I had a conversation with a few black gentlemen the other day.
Yeah.
And the topic came up of like, you know what I mean? I mean, I could easily say for them to go back to Africa, right?
Mm-hmm.
But then they tell me, well, to what country and where? Like, I don't know nobody over there, right?
Yeah.
But it's the same for our people.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like, yeah, you can send them back, but to where? To what? Right? Because, but yeah, bro. I just think we need to clear up some of those misconceptions and narratives.
You're right.
That are making us look bad, bro.
Now you're 100% right, and I do hate that people keep saying that. Look at those immigrants waving the Mexican flag. If you like that your flag so much, go back to your country. I'm like, none of those people are immigrants. They're all U.S. citizens waving those flags because they have roots.
Yeah.
Because they respect their roots.
I appreciate your call, bro. Thank you for your input,
man.
homie.
Yes, sir. No problem. Buenas noches.
All right, you have a good night, brother. Next caller. Make sure if you're calling, please turn your TV set down so it doesn't echo in front of everybody. Appreciate you.
Hold on. I got to do something right here.
Do I push yes? Or
I got it already. Caller, your name, where you calling from?
Yes, sir. Nope.
Yes, sir.
Nope.
Yes, you're here. Can you hear us?
Hello.
Can you hear us?
Yeah. Nice. Can you guys hear me?
Yes.
Go for it, bro.
No, yeah. From East LA, bro.
That's
big
right.
dog.
That's
Welcome in, homie.
That's right. Yeah. That's it, bro. Yeah. Just saludos to you and to NORBEEZ, man. I see the video you guys went when you guys went live protest. That was very solid, man. A lot of pride, man. A lot of effort, bro.
I appreciate you, bro.
The way you were speaking off the brain, like, you know, and then también en NORBEEZ, no se deja, bro. That's good stuff, man.
Thank you.
It's good to see that you guys go out there, you guys sweat it. Como ustedes dicen, you know, it's hot out there, but you make the statement, man. You can't just preach about it. You have to be about it, bro.
Facts.
Go out there, you know, use your knowledge and speak out, you know. NORBEEZ is from Oaxaca, you know, you're from East LA, I'm from East LA. We come from Mexican roots, bro, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's the way I look at it. When I see all these protests, my opinion, this is just my opinion. It's just the way I look at this is it's a racial power move.
Yeah.
Like it or not, I always said it. Even my grandpa back then, my grandpa's probably like your grandpa, but old school. He always told me, look, mijo, as long as you have a driver's license in California and a social security, it's a slave number. Remember that. I'm 52 years old, bro.
Mm-hmm.
He used to tell me that. And you really look at it, it is.
Yeah.
Because you say, you know, look how they treat our people, bro. That's the backbone of our cultura right now. Como tú dices, like picking up the grapes, doing everything in the sun. Hire some white boys or African Americans, nothing against African Americans. They're not gonna do that. How did they quit in fucking 10, 20 minutes, bro? No offense or nothing like that, bro. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then, you know, us, we stuck it up, bro. We stuck it up. We got our families, you know. Everybody always tries to blame our religion and all that. Nah, bro, it's nothing about religion, bro. It's just that, you know, we have a second blood, bro. We're in the fucking sun. The Oaxaca people, I know a lot of Oaxaca people, like NORBEEZ type of stuff, and then hardworking people, bro.
Yes, sir.
Hardworking people. Se quitan el suerte para uno, bro.
Yes,
you know what I'm saying?
You know what
and
it
I'm
is?
from East LA, homie.
And you know what? My bad. I don't mean to cut you off, bro, but I see it exactly the way you're saying it right now, homie. And I see it like us as and I'm just gonna say Mexicanos. You know, I'm gonna include all the like El Salvador, Guatemala. I'm gonna include all of them with it too. But I'm gonna say for my Mexicanos, I have a gang of homies. You know, I got casual dudes that I know and whatever. And one thing about our men is that we're not selfish or stingy in a lot of ways. And I'm gonna say it like when we do things for our ladies. We do things to give to them or our children. You know what I mean? When we throw a movie on, it's not because we want to watch the movie. We want to watch their reaction to the movie and watch them enjoy something. When we buy gifts, it's really out of our spirit. It takes a lot, you know, but we do it and it really means something when we do it, you know, and that's how it is. That's why we're so people trip out like, oh well, you vatos don't live in Mexico, and maybe a lot of Chicanos, so-called Chicanos, haven't been to Mexico at all. You know, they don't know anything about so-called Mexico. You know what I mean? But they don't realize that that's in our blood already. We're already that people. It's in our spirit to be like that. That's why we feel so affected by things like that, or to see part of our we see a little kid. Man, I remember there was a little kid riding his bike one day with his little homies in Pico by Smith Park right there, and his pants, his little baggy cholo pants got caught on the chain. And I remember it used to happen to me. I used to wear these big old size 48 pants riding my bike, my GT, and my pants would always get caught on the chain, homie. And I seen that happen, and he fell. And I pulled my car over right. I was all bumpy. I jumped out the car, and I'm like, hey, homie. And he thought I was going to go bang on him. And his little homies, like they moved away from him. Like, they thought I was going to hurt him. I'm like, nah, homie, let me help you, dog. This used to happen to me, you know? And he was like, all right, orale, you know? And he shook my hand, and it was all, I seen myself in him. You know what I mean? Like, you probably see things in younger homies and where you grew up. They're going through the same struggle, homie, and we just it happens to us. It's a repetitive cycle, and we get tired of it, and we're like, man, you know what? Something ain't right. Something's not right here. There's a reason why we're in these little closet houses. We're in these little homes, homie. You know, but the things that we got, our low riders, or whatever we got, homie, in our pad, the way we decorate them, we treasure those things. We love those serapes we buy. We love going to the store and buying our atole or our champurrado and our sweetbread for our jefita or whatever. Those things mean something. The littlest things, homie, are the biggest things to us.
Yes.
You know what I mean? We're just different, homie.
Yeah.
We're different, you know? But go for it, bro. My bad.
No, everything I'm point, bro, lo que tú dices, bro. And then the thing I always share, like with my son the other day, he told me, you know, Chicano, little pretty boy, skateboarder dude, whatever you want to call him. He told me, hey, Dad, is it true that I relate a lot to the story with you? It's funny because my little brother is a big fan of your podcast.
Appreciate
and he's half Oaxaca, half Oaxacan and half Chicano.
Hey.
And he will always tell me, he says, hey, have you ever seen the friendship that Marvelous and NORBEEZ have? And I go, yeah, they count each other like this and that. And he goes, nah, but you know what? It reminds me a lot of my uncle. He goes, what uncle? And check out the story they told me. And still into now, right now. Check it out, NORBEEZ. You don't check out. Don't give you goosebumps. So I'm born and raised in East LA. Así como este Marvelous. Politics in the back in the days, everything in the 90s, anything you can think of.
Yeah.
Allí. I have a lot of knowledge. But my little brother is 33. And unfortunately, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, what I'm trying to tell you is basically, he says, it was a bar in Venice Beach called a Firehouse. And back then, in the 90s, había un señor que se llamaba Don Rogelio. Check this story out real quick. This guy messed up me and everything, bro. He was a barback. He was like 42 years old. The bartender was a very stocky Chicano from East LA. All puffed out, you could think of.
All right.
Yeah, he was always doing the side on the side. He would always help everybody out. He would carry the barrels and give all his tips to this guy to pay his rent to his apartment. The more of the story is that guy passed away, but the guy didn't. The old man didn't. That guy right now has his bakery. He's 80 years old, and he always talks about that story in Oaxaca to all the fucking people. He goes, in East LA, there was always an East LA guy, bartender, that used to pull up in a lowrider, and he would give me all his tips. And I was telling him, big dog, why you always give me your tips? He goes, because you need it. What I'm trying to tell you is basically this guy was always helping the people, bro.
Yeah.
And the funny thing is that nobody predicted the future, bro. My brother became a Oaxaca descent, and he always says, I always hear that story. That guy from East LA always pops out in Oaxaca. Everybody talks about that guy.
Wow.
Because, you know, he made a good bakery.
Yeah.
And that guy, Don Rogelio, always talks about that. He says, I'm never going to forget this guy. Because he always, no, tenga. You take all the tips.
Dang.
And that's what I'm trying to do. And I see it with you guys.
Yeah.
You know, and my stepdad talks about it too. He says, yeah, that East LA story is always in Oaxaca, bro. And that's why I check on you. That's the reason I call. One of these days I'm going to call.
Yeah.
Because I always heard about that story.
I appreciate your call, bro.
Check it out. That's the way you guys get along. Because it's the bomb, bro. It's the hard work. Because you really think about it. You could talk any. Look, I always say this. I'm not trying to. I never put Boyle Heights on blast and nothing. This I always tell everybody.
Yeah.
Be proud where you are. Be proud where you come from. Boyle Heights is Boyle Heights. East LA is always going to be East LA. You want to fucking criticize East LA, bro? Guess what? There's politics, there's integrity, and we go balls out anywhere you want to go. You want to go with education, we're on it. You cannot tell us about the gang, bro, because we started that shit.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Lowriders started that shit.
Yeah.
So everybody calm the fuck down. This one thing when people, this is what gets me mad. I'm not trying to put nobody on blast and nobody fucking sad. By cruising with Boulevard, that doesn't, I got homeboys in East Side. Nah, bro. That doesn't work like that. And that's just go to Disneyland, go to fucking Magic Mountain, and get in a fucking ride. We live it. We talk about it, and we back it up.
Yep.
We don't just no Boyle Heights. We don't just any neighborhoods and all that. You come correct, respect.
Yeah.
But when it comes down to Chicanismo and bloodline, hey, we take integrity, homie.
Simon.
Integrity and treat people the way you want to be treated, bro.
That's
right.
Appreciate you, bro. Hey, thank you for that story that you told. My respects to you and your carnal and your family in general, homie. You have a good night, bro. Stay safe wherever you are, homie.
Appreciate you.
Cuídense, bro. Cuídense. Ánimo for everybody.
Thank you, man. Appreciate you. Man.
All right, brother. Later.
All right, I want to read this super chat right here.
Oh, thank you for the super chats coming in. We appreciate you. Thank you so much. Those help out a lot.
That one right there. Fire 100K Sun says dropped $2. He said 8425 Firestone Boulevard, Downey, California, 90241 ICE location.
Thank you for that information, homie. We're gonna be reading all the super chats right now in a little bit.
Yes, I just wanted to read that because
Welcome to Amazon.
Orale, NORBEEZ, second job.
Caller, your name and where you calling from tonight? Nope. That one did not work.
If you're trying to call, keep on trying. I know the phone line's probably blocked. My bad.
Caller, your name and where you calling from?
Oh, NORBEEZ. Finally, I got through.
You did. What's up, man?
It's Rossi, the solution, bro.
Oh, wait.
I'm calling from Las Vegas, Nevada.
All right, man. What's up, man? How you doing tonight?
Good. Freaking, I went to the Saturday No Kings thing. I was yelling out, "We the people, nosotros la gente."
Yeah.
And the people were actually chanting with me.
Really?
I was like, that was pretty cool.
That is really cool.
And Ohana means family. Family means no one gets left behind.
That's right. Hey, why does that always come up, homie, on the episodes? That's so funny.
You know what? Because you bring it up.
That's so funny. I don't bring it up. Do I bring it up?
Yeah.
No, why do I bring it? You know why? Because there's a whole trend of that little vato, the little, what's the animal called?
I don't know, man. I'm not.
You know what's crazy?
I don't know.
My social starts as 626.
All right.
So experiment 626.
Oh, okay. All right.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Go
for it,
yeah,
wait. You know what? Let me ask you. What the media is out there. The Republicans are out there. They're all saying that.
There you go, NORBEEZ, with the Republicans out there. They're just out there, fool. There's no Republican or Democrat.
No, they're saying that that it was chaos. We were burning the town. We were destroying it. It was apocalypto.
Wednesday they said that shit on Wednesday. But I was working, so I couldn't go out on Wednesday. But on over here in Vegas, it was pretty kosher, basically. But it's because I gave the game plan. I went on fucking social media on Instagram. And I told them, hey, I'm going to go here. Then I'm going to go to the Consulado Mexicano. Then I'm going to go to my mom's job, which is the El Paso, Los Angeles limousine. When she passed away.
Yeah.
So I was already giving the game plan, and it was crazy. The crowd actually followed the game plan, and they stopped over here by Fountain Blue.
Really?
Yeah. When you stick to the game plan, like and people actually listen to that shit. Like there's no animosity, you know.
Well, I think it's because I feel like it's a righteous thing, you know.
Yeah. Y también había un chingo de güeros.
Really?
Yo también soy güero, pero, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Por la piel.
Yeah.
Mi primo pinche Irving allá en Ciudad Juárez, el pinche Freddy, mi prima Paloma, they're fucking white as fuck.
Hey, bro, I have a question. I have a question for you, if you don't mind, bro. Because I wanna pass out some gems to the raza watching. And just everybody in general watching. What do you think the outcome is going to be of everything?
I think there's a plan set in place by the BRICS initiative. So Brazil, Russia, India, China, and South Africa. That's why Elon Musk left that whole thing with Donald Trump, because he's South African. He was born JEDI Vance, his wife, she's Indian. She's from India.
Oh, she is?
So the Yeah, so the BRICS initiative, I have a music video. Well, I don't have a music video yet. I got a song called The Detox. So Dr. Dre was talking about detox this, detox that, and then so was the game y todo eso. I actually made a song while I was locked up in city jail here in Las Vegas when I came back from Ciudad Juarez.
Yeah.
And like I have a video in my head of us cruising from the commercial center to the Nevada business place where there's like a printing press right there.
Hey, real quick, so bro. My bad. I don't mean to interrupt you. My apologies. But you have a rap. You rap?
Yeah.
You have that.
Music.
Do you have
I'm
that?
in America.
Do you have that song?
Yeah, I do.
Can we hear it? If you don't mind, or no?
Yeah.
Okay, you want to rap it?
Oh,
I don't know if you know it. I don't know if you know it a cappella, but hey, I'm sure the audience would like to hear it.
Okay.
I don't mean to call you out. I don't mean to call you out, homie.
I mean, you did,
but I'm like, hey, you know what? Like, okay, if homie's a rap and he's rapping about something.
I should have called on the other. Okay, can I call the other phone from the other phone, and then you guys answer me because I have it on SoundCloud.
It's gonna be tough.
It's gonna be tough. We got a lot of callers right now. It's
okay,
all right.
So,
I didn't mean to do it like that, bro. But you know, if you got talent in you, homie, I would like to share it with the world. You know.
Okay. Well, it's instrumental from Too Short.
Okay.
It's the instrumental from Too Short. Get it while the getting is good.
Oh, I know that.
Te las voy a mandar, bro. Yeah, and it's right there. Say, it's public safety service announcement, the solution, and then the first verse I say, damn, locked up in city of Las Vegas, Unit 1. Yeah, bro. I need time to.
It's okay, bro. Don't worry. Hey, don't worry about it. You know what? Don't worry. Call back, homie. Give it a little bit. Call back, and if I know you need the beat with you. I know you need the beat with you, bro. I know how it is. I used to write music, but I know you need the beat. But if you do feel that you can do it, homie, call back, and we'll get you on, canal.
Well, I'm gonna call right now. Actually, it's a 725 number. I'm gonna call right now.
All right.
Sounds good.
Go for it.
All right, man.
I shouldn't have done that. I shouldn't have put him on the spot.
Put the callers on?
Hey, because hey, man, you know what? If you got talent and you're speaking,
I think this is a prank caller. Caller, your name? Where you calling from?
Yeah, I'm calling from Northern Califas.
All right.
And I just wanted to say that, you know, for our Mexican people, I think that we're going the wrong way about it. Especially, you guys been saying that the citizens are the ones out there protesting for the ones that can be out there, like the illegal immigrants and all that. And, if you want a status in this country, to be waving around a Mexican flag and to try to get some type of sympathy from the citizens, so our voice can be heard as Mexicanos, I just think that we're going the wrong way about it. You know what I'm saying? It's just, I know they're trying to paint a narrative. You know what I mean, with ICE and the protests and the riots and Governor Newsom, you know, lagging to blame this all on Trump. You know, he was lagging. You know what I mean? There was LA police officers under bridges getting attacked, and sometimes us as Mexicanos or as gangbangers or as cholos or whatever you want to call it, sometimes we don't want to recognize what we do. So we say that we're raza and that we're hardworking people, but at the same time, we're gangbangers that push dope, that push drugs into our neighborhood. And then we want the gringos and we want the Americanos to have sympathy towards us. You know what I'm saying? So while they're deporting the gangbangers, while they're deporting the cholos, while they're deporting the Mara Salvatruchas, while they're deporting the Venezolanos, there's going to be people that are going to get, you know, the innocent people, the hardworking people, they're going to get deported too. So I just feel
that we got to take accountability too as Mexicanos, and I don't think we're doing that. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Yeah. And another point that I wanted to touch was on, on tribes and where we come from, and Mexico and the Mexicas and la raza, where we come from, diabolical, human sacrifice, satanic rituals. You know what I mean? I have a Christian background, and yes, we go with the Bible, but I believe in an all powerful God that started everything from nothing. The Bible says in Genesis 1:1 that in the beginning was God.
Right.
And I'm not talking about religion. I'm not trying to push no religion here, but I hear you talk a lot about the raza and the pyramids and this and that and our cultura, but at the same time, it comes from satanic worship. The sun god, that we used to sacrifice human beings, sacrifice the human heart, and offer it to the sun. That's all satanic, bro. So, so it's a lot of there's a lot of contradictions in our raza, in our people. Most of us in Northern Cali, most of us in Southern Cali, we're a bunch of gangbangers, a bunch of drug dealers, and then when it's time to act like citizens, we don't want to take that responsibility.
All right, well, caller, let me throw this one at you, caller. Where exactly did you get your information about the human sacrifice stuff?
The human sacrifice from books.
Which books?
I'm sure he's not going to name every book.
That's when I was.
Okay, well, here I'll tell you a story that Cortez said. He was one of the first ones that came over here, right? I think everyone knows Cortez was one of the first ones. When he writes about the Mexica, he doesn't mention sacrificing. He mentions a people that are clean, organized, well advanced in medicine. Now, let me ask you, do you think Cortez was lying about those people? And in fact, it was the opposite, where they were wild, satanic, and sacrificing people?
Well, it could be. Like, we can never know, because all we got now...
But I'm asking, do you think Hernan Cortez was lying when he described the people?
He just said it could be.
It could be. So you're saying he could be lying about what he said. When he
could be lying. I say with all this respect, I say this with all respect. You guys, when it comes to Christianity or when it comes to Jesus Christ, I feel like you guys are always bashing Christianity. You know what I'm saying? So that I say from that point. So you guys say that Christianity or the Bible was written by man. It was written by certain people. So wherever you guys get your information, wherever you're getting your Aztec information, it's the thing. It can be a total lie to whatever you guys are preaching.
So real quick, bro, just to clarify what you're saying right now, okay? Because I don't know what episodes you watched or how long you've been watching me. I actually associate Torah with our Mexica or with indigenous people. I dismiss Christianity because that's a man-made thing. That's not really following Torah. They don't deal with the Old Testament and with the biblical scriptures, Dead Sea Scrolls. It's all one. It was never divided. The only people that divided was the Council of Nicaea. And Hebrew or Aramaic words, I give you the proper definition of them, just such as the one that you're talking about, Genesis 1, right? In the beginning there was God. And God was hovering over the face of the waters, right? Waters being plural. Nobody emphasizes the plural part of it. Or the Elohim. What Elohim meant, many gods, right? With a lot of people associate with being the Anunnaki or the fallen angels that taught men all these incantations, and we'll get to the sacrifice part of it as well. You heard about sacrificing humans, but when you really do your due diligence and find out what sacrifices they were doing, they were all considered virgins or young people without contaminated blood that was free of sin, or any contamination that was in their blood. And for that blood to be adrenalized, a young child, they were sacrificed for the benefit of that adrenal gland. That is like it's a youthful fountain, a fountain of youth that regenerates your organs, and you get a certain frequency high off of it, like a euphoria out of it. And that's what they do. That's why the Ashkenazis, the Khazarian Jewish people, do that moil. They and I can't say certain words on here because it's bad, but they do a distorted version of what Torah tells you to do. So I don't dismiss scriptures like that. I actually break down scriptures and tell you which ones belong to what part of our laws or our cultura, or what story was, like, to say the story of the Messiah. Where did they get that term from? The Mexica. That's that term. The word Chicano or Chicano or Mexicano comes from the term Meshi, our spiritual guide that we carried in our Ark of the Covenant. When you do your research about
the Hebrews were here way before the Mexicas and the Mexicanos.
The Hebrews are the Mexica.
Get them that one.
They weren't here before. They are those people.
Exactly, because it has to come from one race, where So
there's only
me with my Christian.
Okay, go for it. I'm sorry. Go ahead, bro.
No, like me with my Christian beliefs, there's certain bloodlines that we come from.
Right.
You know what I mean? There's certain bloodlines that are blessed. There's certain bloodlines that are cursed.
Right.
You know what I mean? And if you follow the bloodline of Nimrod or all type of religion, you were just mentioning, you were talking to some other dude and you were mentioning Babylon and all that.
Right.
That comes from all the seed from, if you go to the book of Genesis, from Ishmael and Isaac, where Isaac, it came, you know what I mean, to King Solomon, to King David, all the way to Jesus Christ. And then the bloodline of Hagar, the slave girl, it came all the way to the Palestinians and to the Muslims. And God gave a promise. God gave a promise also to Hagar. He said, everyone will be against you and you will be against everyone. And that's talking about the Muslims. And how funny how the Muslims are against everybody and everybody's against them. So, and anything that had to do with like human sacrifice comes from that cursed bloodline.
Well, not necessarily. That's where you get the term Gentile and Hebrew from. Gentile meaning Goyim, those that worship and sacrifice to their own gods. There's Hebrews that went into Babylon and started doing these paganism things. Those are what Paul went out to go grab those Gentiles, or Hebrews that have become living in Gentile ways, such as today. You got the people of the Bible that you believe to be these Jewish people that are over there building the new temple in Palestine. That is in Jerusalem. Jerusalem is over here. People need to, that's why I'm saying people need to do their due diligence and really study old maps pre-14th century and realize that these names were changed. That has never been what is named Israel. God didn't rename Jacob and call him Israel, Isis, Amen-Ra, El, meaning God, Amen-Ra's God. That never happened. You know, things were added and taken from the Bible, such as the scripture of fasting. You know, but we take these terms or words as a literal thing, like Babylon. What does Babylon mean? You look up the definition in Aramaic, it means to be confused, a confused people. So where are we at right now? We're amongst confusion right now. We're in Babylon.
And who's the father of confusion?
Who?
Do you believe do you believe that there's a devil? Do you believe that there's a Satan?
Yeah, there's a Satan.
Do you believe that there's a fallen angel?
There is a Satan. Of course, yes, there is. But that's only our resistance. He has no authority without the permission of the Most High. He can't do nothing. But when he gets,
and who's the Most High?
The Creator, Yahweh. That would be the Most High. You can't.
Yes, exactly.
Christianity gives you these names, and that you're saying Jesus Christ, and you're saying this name, but that's not the real name, the true name of the Mashiach. That's not his name. You're literally saying Isis.
We did. Yeah, but the shedding of blood. Blood is life. So Jesus, or Emmanuel, God with us. He was the new. He was the new Adam. when sin entered the world through Adam, you know what I mean? And they went and Adam and Eve.
You're starting to break up.
Your call's breaking up bad, man.
Yeah.
My bad, homie.
You're breaking up. Can you move somewhere where you get a better signal? You there? Caller?
Yeah.
All right. Caller, before you go any further, let me give you one more thing, because
this is already we already gone.
This is the last
people
one,
are gonna get mad at me,
you're
bro.
saying that the Mexicas or the Aztecs were sacrificing, and you're saying satanic. If that's satanic to you, what do you think would happen during the Renaissance in Europe?
I just think we're all evil as
But I'm saying,
bro.
You're saying only here, but you're not saying that. And they were Christians and Catholics. They were all doing that, and yet they were sacrificing many women throughout the years. And it's in their history, but they were just burning them and burning them and burning them.
And the tribe thing, and bro, to me, like, and I'm saying it with respect. To me, it's like our culture, our Mexican culture, is totally satanic, and it's satanic as rituals. Even our temples. You know what I mean? I've been to the Yucatan. I've been to the Ciudad de Mexico. I've been to all those pyramids and what they used to do. You know what I mean? So all I'm saying is, you know what I mean?
And what
just,
they used to do.
give the Lord a try, man.
So,
and you know what I mean? Because
real quick, bro, I would love to have this conversation with you. If you could contact me, if you do have an Instagram, _tattoos, I would love to have this conversation with you. But we have to take the other callers, bro. And I'm gonna end it like this. My respects to you and the familia, homie. I hope you're safe up north. Shout out to all the Northerners up there. Gracias for calling, bro. I appreciate you. Thank you, man. My respects your way.
Appreciate it, man.
Much respect, Marvelous.
You too, homie. I'm gonna say this to add. I wish I could have him online, but we need to take other callers. But we're not a satanic people.
No,
we're not doing everything that they wrote about us.
Yeah.
They have many Jewish people, high priests that they have that came down on their boats from Spain that emphasized that we were worshiping to a devil because he answered all our prayers. We were doing something right. We carry the Ark of the Covenant, but he hasn't got to that part yet.
That's okay. He'll get there one day. He'll eventually get there.
Let him answer though.
Caller, your name and where you calling from? Caller? Oh no, that was gone.
My bad if you're trying to call in. I appreciate it. I'm trying to get all you callers as I can.
Caller, your name, where you calling from tonight?
Hey.
Yes.
Hey. Oh, no.
Hello.
No. He doesn't have a good connection.
Man.
Caller, your name, where you calling from?
Hello?
Hey there.
Hello. So I have a question. Well, not really a question. Well, yeah, eventually a question, but I'm 20.
Wait, you're what?
Go for it, bro.
No.
What happened?
You went away.
Oh, man. Call him back, please. Or, damn, what are you dropping all the calls for? NORBEEZ?
I'm not dropping, no.
Then how are they hanging up, homie?
Because it's just getting packed. It's just getting packed.
Go.
We're that popular. Caller, your name, where you calling from?
What's up, fellas?
Go for it, brother. Man? The platform is yours, homie. Go for it.
Hurry before it gets dropped.
Hurry before NORBEEZ gets fired.
No, too late.
Why is it dropping the call?
It's just flooded.
Call him back, bro.
It's just flooded.
That's fucked up, man.
Yeah, well. Caller, your name, where you calling from? What's up, man?
The platform is yours. So go for it. Hurry before it gets dropped. Hurry before NORBEEZ gets fired.
Please, if you're going to call, please turn your TV set down, your computer, iPad, whatever you're watching from, please, por favor.
Caller, your name, where you calling from tonight?
My name is Miguel. I'm from Minnesota.
How you doing, Miguel?
No.
Dude, call him back, NORBEEZ.
It's not letting me because so many calls are coming in.
Oh, my God.
Just a busy line. Caller, your name, where you calling from?
I'm about to give him my number. Caller, your name and where you calling
Hello?
from?
Hi, what's up, Marvelous? What's up, NORBEEZ?
What's up, bro? Go for it.
I had a question about, Chris, what's going on with the IRS? Is it like something?
Your phone's breaking up, bro.
It's just he has bad connection.
You know what,
also.
dude? Put this number up there. Like put my number right there, bro.
Let's keep going. Let's keep going. Caller, your name. Where you calling
Keep going.
from?
It's gonna keep hanging up.
No, sir. I'm not hanging up.
No, go for it, bro. My bad. It's NORBEEZ's dumb app.
What your last caller was saying something about the indigenous population sacrificing their people,
right?
And what didn't
put my number up there, NORBEEZ.
All right.
This is fucking stupid, dude.
All right, hold on, guys. I'm gonna have to unplug you guys.
I'm gonna put you guys on speaker right now. You guys could call this line right now. My bad. My apologies.
All right, guys. We're gonna do a slight change right now because you guys are just flooding this line.
For you guys that got cut off, my apologies to you guys, fellas. It wasn't my intentions.
I'm gonna have to delete this thing because you guys do not stop calling. All right.
You guys go ahead and call this number right now that's being put up. No block calls.
Second. What's the number?
Oh shit. Oops. Here.
Yeah, just.
Sorry for the wait. My bad.
They're still calling the number. Yeah, they're wild.
I hope you guys are doing good. Hang in there. My apologies once again. I always have to apologize for this dude right here.
Hey.
Hope you guys are enjoying the show though. The conversation, the callers. I'm sorry I can't have you guys on for a longer period of time. We have a lot of callers calling in and people get mad at me after I'm done with the show. How come you didn't accept my call? And whoop de whoop. It's not my intentions,
But you said last time, don't take the calls.
Come on, Ese.
All right, here we go. All right, let me put it right here.
All right, go ahead and call this number.
You just put it on speaker when they call.
Of course, I think I could figure that out, NORBEEZ. Thank you, sir, for that knowledge.
I just want to make sure you're
Man, this vato. All right,
latest.
go ahead and call.
Yeah, we got the number up. Call that number. Let us know what you think.
Oh shoot, my brother's calling.
Oh, maybe he wants to call in. Maybe that was.
Hey, call my number, bro. He just called me. What the hell? What's up? What up, bro? Everybody could hear you. You're on live right now. Welcome in. This is my bro.
Oh, you knew it was me. Call
Yeah,
ID.
yeah. It says gay dude.
That would be so I called twice already and got dropped. I was like, what the fuck?
Yeah, this guy. Right here.
That was him. Okay.
This guy is gonna get fired tonight. But go for it, bro. What's your input?
No, I was tripping out on a couple of things that were said. The sacrifices and all that stuff. I was wondering, I guess this is an open night that you can talk about anything, but
yeah.
What I really wanted to talk about is, and I'm sure a lot of you guys have experienced the same type of thing, is these people that voted for Trump thinking that they weren't going to that they were going to try to go after these other criminals, that they weren't going to affect me, but once it started affecting them and theirs, that's when they started having this sad story. And that's the thing that really pisses me off about the whole situation, is like, they should have seen this shit coming. I mean, he's obviously this wolf in sheep's clothing. He wasn't even in sheep's clothing. He was a wolf in wolf's clothing. And motherfuckers still couldn't see it.
Yeah.
Right. I have a question for you, bro. Do you think, because you've been in the military, I'm sure a lot of people, I mean, I talk about kind of your background, but I don't give your whole story about how long you did in the military and your reasons, or your occupation afterwards with the military. But recently you have retired, correct?
Yeah.
Do you
I did
feel
34 years total federal service.
Okay, so do you feel that this last thing that happened with a lot of you and your friends and stuff that were in the military was a sort of a forced thing that you guys, to push you out and to be able to maybe generate money to pay what's going on right now?
I think that everything, bottom line, is about money, regardless. So you can always trace it back to the money. It's just it might be a weird trip, you know what I'm saying? But the forcing of people out, it all depends on what you were doing. And I mean, there's a lot of waste in the government. We all know that. There's a lot of things that we could do a lot better. But the answer wasn't eliminating tens of thousands of jobs. The answer was taking a look at contracts and seeing how we waste millions, billions of dollars on, lining the pockets of people like Lockheed or, Northrop Grumman, stuff like that. It's not the people, it's the contracts that's where all the waste comes from.
Right. And another question I have for you, where do you think our military is headed toward with all this Iran and Israel conflict?
See, that's a trippy question. And I think we're all watching with the same amount of, I don't know. I mean, you could say, some people might have a lot of fear. Some people tie it into the Bible, I don't personally do that kind of craziness, but we don't know what's going to happen. And when you have people that have nuclear weapons in their arsenal, that's when it starts getting a little crazy.
Yep.
Right. And last question, bro, my bad. Do you think that the next war would essentially take place over here in the Americas, or do you think it's going to stay over there where it's happening right now?
Well, anything that would happen in the continental United States would be probably the end of a lot of different countries. I think a wise man once said,
What did I say?
Yeah, sure. But they said, I don't know what World War III will be fought with, but World War IV will be fought with sticks and stones. We have the ability to end all life on Earth as we know it.
Yeah.
And whoever's behind that trigger, that's the scary part. And we right now have this childish tyrant, egomaniac that for some reason, like I said, and I know I keep saying that, but it's just I can't emphasize it enough, and I can't understand how some people can't see right through them.
Okay. But, and the last thing, what's your advice to the communities being affected by all this?
I know. I was out there.
You weren't out there. I didn't see you anywhere. Stop lying. You were in your living room.
I wasn't wearing a fucking hood out there talking shit with a bunch of fucking guns pointed at me.
That's what I do, homie. That's what I do, the front line. You seen your brother right there in the front line.
There's a difference between protesting and rioting, okay? Protesting is actually covered underneath the Constitution. Rioting is what they're trying to get us to do to create unrest.
Right.
Do not riot. If you're going to go out there, say and I heard some other callers earlier, and they were saying the right things. These people are trying to instigate. They're trying to instigate things to happen so that they have justification to come in and really put a clamp down on the neighborhoods.
Yeah.
And they're going to really they're going to have curfew. They're going to do all these things, and they're going to get it if these people continue to do civil unrest. If you're burning down buildings, if you're out there causing havoc and stopping traffic and doing that, you're going to get what you asked for.
Right.
And some of these youngsters out there on the streets are happy. They want that because they're their lives or wherever their lives are, and they want this, I guess, quote unquote, excitement in their lives. But that's not the way to do it.
Yeah.
I mean, we're not going to get anywhere with that shit.
No.
Right.
Oh, and but last thing before I let you go back to these, weird ass fucking sacrifice Christian motherfuckers. Somebody in the chat line,
go ahead.
Somebody in the chat line said, "All I know is that the Most High right now is marvelous socks." That shit had my ass.
That's funny.
Holy shit.
That was awesome.
I didn't even see that.
Anyways, all right, have a good time.
All right,
I'll talk to you soon.
thanks for your call, bro.
Thanks, man.
Bye.
You want to try to plug your phone to the Bluetooth?
No, I want you to shut the hell up because you got like your third strike tonight. Yeah, bro, that sucks. All right. Caller, your name and where you're calling from. You can remain anonymous. My platform is yours, homie.
We want names.
And I'm 27, and what I want to ask is all this stuff that's going on, if you think it's just an emotional thing. Reason being is because the people who, I was raised by or brought up around look like us, they're older, and there's a lot of hypocrisy. Right. There'll be dudes telling you, don't eat this, don't eat that, but they're winos, they're sherm heads, they're shooting up. There's people that say things about the Dodgers, but they got LA tattoos, wear Dodger hats. Right. And then there's all this unity being spoken about, but there's so much division with the gangs or even people from Mexico. NORBEEZ can say it. There's a lot of racism and colorism there. People make fun of the Oaxacans, Chilangos, people from Monterrey, and then even deeper than that, they make fun of Central Americans. They make fun of whatever, Guatemalans, all that stuff. They got names for all of them. Right. So I feel like some of this stuff is temporary. And then even how hypocritical we can be, where we're killing people just because they live on the different side of the city, but they look just like us, act like us, got the same background, same problems, like the same music, like dressing the same way, everything. And then you go to jail, and then you're supposed to hate Norteños. And it's like, not one Norteño's ever killed my family. Not one Norteño's ever shot one of my friends. They're too far. And all of a sudden, I hate them. And I had a family member get busted for a hot one. And when he got busted, the enemies were coming to my grandma's house, shooting the house, robbing the house, all the time. And what do you think he's doing in there? Eating with them, working out with them, making spreads with them. So all this stuff are people, we could be hypocrites at times, Right. We want to go deep into we're not Spaniards, this Spanish isn't our language, but we'll go and say certain words in Spanish, and that's not our language. Right. So do you think when this is all over, there's going to be some sense of unity, or we're going to go back to our BS where we're killing each other? Because even in the city that I live in, it's Mexicans kill each other all the time. But then once a black kills one of ours, then, okay, we're all killing the blacks. But then once that calms down, we're back to killing each other. Right. What do you think's going to change? And do you sometimes feel like you were raised by some of that hypocrisy, or even fell for it yourself? Because I could say I did as well. I can go out there and protest, but a lot of people like us aren't really protesting if you think about it, because, every time we went to go put in work, we looked for somebody like us, and we never looked for no white boy or nothing like that. Right. And when I go to the store, I don't trip when I see a white boy. We trip when we see someone that looks like us. You know what, bro? So I feel like the root of this problem is a lot of us being hypocrites. Yeah. The first thing I want to say to you, bro, is I want to give my utmost respect to you, because I know you're a grown man, homie, but you're a younger man than I am, and I respect the knowledge that you have, because every single thing that you asked right now or said right now is 1,000% fact, and it's what all youngsters should be saying and asking and thinking about. Nobody thinks about that. We trip on people that look like us. Where everything, I don't even have to repeat everything. People could rewind this video and you just spit all kinds of fire right now. And it's just, you're absolutely right, bro. You're absolutely right. What's happening right now, though, is what I can say for a fact is everybody's trauma bonding. And what that means is that we've been through so much. And wait up, I think I'm replaying myself. Hold up, this isn't gonna stop. Why is that Is that you, bro? Hold up real quick, bro. Not you. No. It's picking up a sound right now. Okay, can you hear me? My bad. Yeah. Okay, what everybody's doing right now is trauma bonding. We've all been through this trauma. We've all been through gang stuff. We've all been through poverty. We've had food stamps, CBT cards. We've seen one of our uncles or cousins not be here no more, or for whatever reason. We've had police brutality, and that's what we're clinging to. That's what we can relate to with our raza, or what we consider to be raza, right? But nobody's doing their due diligence on really finding out who they are, besides waving the flag, or besides using the term "I'm a Chicano," or "let's unite." This is unity. Unity is brain power. Unity is knowledging yourself on your culture first, and then other ethnicities' cultures, and
having an all around mindset on what's having a conscious mindset and moral system and what's not. You're saying yourself that people say, hey, do this, do that, and they're doing the wrong thing. The people with the most advice to give you are the people that are going through the worst crap at that time. And all of a sudden they have the advice for everybody. Just like the richest dude. He's right there making videos of how he got all these luxurious cars and he's paying for this big old mansion and he's all calm giving, oh, you can do it too. You can do it too. But nah, there's things that come along with it. You know, you need to learn something from everybody and anybody.
Pretty much.
And you need to help yourself before you choose to go participate in a protest if you don't even know what you're protesting about. You're just right there in your feelings. You're honking your horn. You're raising a flag. You're talking crap about Trump, and you're believing in the Democratic Party and the Republicans and all this stuff. And we're not furthering our knowledge on who we are. Nobody knows who we are. We don't know who we are. And the same thing goes for relationships. We're out here because we're lonely, looking for a female. NORBEEZ looking for a vato, and you're not getting to know who you are. Rumors. You know, I'm just messing around, but you know what I mean, bro. You're absolutely right. We're hypocritical in a lot of ways, and we need to stop our denial. We need to stop being in denial about the damage that we're causing within our communities, and really educate our people. With education comes change, and with the leaders doing what they talk about, actually doing things and helping their community, they manifest the change in the youngsters to be like, you know what? I'm not going to gangbang. I see the homie, you know, he's got all this. He's got a bad car. He's got a good job. He really takes care of his family. Look at his kids show me respect. I want to be that. And they gravitate towards you. But since we don't got no father figures, no proper role models, who do we look up to? The gang member. You're right. I was influenced by neighborhoods, third generation from my neighborhood. You know, I despised my dad and him doing whatever he did with being addicted. And I said I would never be like that. I always talk crap, the most to talk crap to him and my uncle Pájaro. And I ended up being the same way. What a shame. What a shame so many years I wasted. And now I'm in this great awakening where I'm like, you know what? I need to come out of my denial. I need to stop being like that. And you're right, bro. We're like these flowers blossoming. We're like there's this one story that I posted and this old Mexicano's telling about, you know, this ant or whatever, and he's crawling up this flower, right? And every time he crawls up a flower, he goes up a little branch. He goes up a little leaf of that flower, and that leaf ends. And then he crawls back down and he's trying to find his way, and he goes up the stem a little bit more and he finds another leaf. And he goes up to and that leaf has an ending. He's looking for something special, but he doesn't know with all those leaves is all his trials, his tribulations. It's the relationships and friends that he's losing. It's all this knowledge that he's getting from every situation, encounter with people that he's getting to finally get to that beautiful flower. And I want our youth to be able to see that flower before they're not here anymore. I want you to see that you are special, that beyond all those thorns and everything that you're going through, there's a beautiful rose at the top, homie. You're special. You're beautiful. You know, men need to be told they're beautiful too. You know, we need to be told we're special too.
Thank you.
You know, we need to be. I wish, you know, I used to have females read me some poems or poetry or hey, buy me some flowers. What do we get? A pair of socks, a vest. Show some appreciation for your warriors. We're holding it down. We're the builders. We're the architects.
See, I agree with that too, but there's also where some of our, you know, men have this entitlement, and I was there too, where we think we're hot kings and the shit just because we work and come home. Right. When that's a big thing for us because we have a lot of family that didn't do that. But if you think about it, millions of people are doing that across the world, but our people consider it a big ass deal because that's not where we come from. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, we expect some golden star because we go to work and come home, but it's like, motherfucker, everybody goes to work and comes home. Yeah. So I know there's more to it than just doing that.
Right. Yeah.
And then it was hard. A lot of older dudes, like, the reason I said my age is because a lot of older dudes, I'd hear it growing up. Oh, these youngsters don't listen. These youngsters don't do this. Well, it's like, I'm not going to listen to you. You just got out and you're living in your mom's garage, you know, or you're pushing a shopping cart or shooting up.
Yeah.
Like, you're getting caught. So why am I going to listen to you? And then even, like, on top of that, it was like, I didn't know if they were telling me to do things for their benefit. You know what I mean? And then it was just, nobody was leading by the proper example. And then they would talk about the things they used to do. And it's like, well, I wasn't there.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then even like as a, what's up?
No, go for it, bro. My bad. It's just I have on a time limit, homie. My bad.
Okay, well, all right. Like even like as a kid, there used to be like some homeless dude I used to give money to, help him out with stuff. He goes to prison, he comes out, and the next thing you know, he's telling all these youngsters to do all these things for him. And I'm like, what the heck? And they're looking up to him, and I'm thinking like, this is the dude that I was breaking off, and now everyone's looking up to him. It's just stuff's backwards, and I know I'm young with a lot to say, but this podcast stuff, I can't do it. Everybody's talking shit, pulling up each other's pants, and my family, my friends, they've been on both sides of the bullet, and it's not worth, you know, people have been hurt,
yeah,
you know, in our lifestyle. So I don't know how you do it. I don't know how any of these other people who've come from this life do these podcasts, but good luck, and I don't know how you guys do it.
I appreciate you, bro. My respects to you and the family, bro. You're a smart man.
Thank you, man.
I appreciate you.
All right, late.
All right, bro.
Alrighty.
All right, man.
I think that's it for calls.
Yeah, that's it for calls. My apologies. We got to go through the super chats.
Yes, definitely.
I'm so sorry.
And you guys, and shout out to the live chat. I see you guys roasting me. That's why I keep looking over there.
Go for it.
All right. First one is Snoopy Oil MV says, I go every Friday to the Swapmeet. Spend about $250 every week. Sucks for our vendors being betrayed by that bitch that makes money off them. Viva la raza.
That's right, Snoopy. Thank you, homie, for your super chat. And yeah, he's right. He's absolutely right.
Victor Aguilar says, Saludos a toda la flota. Chris from Arizona says, stopping by to show some love.
Thank you, fellas. Thank you, fellas. Appreciate you.
Snoopy, shout out to Snoopy. He became a member for 3 months.
Gracias, Snoopy.
Says, Viva mi pinche raza. Much love to all my gente.
Thank you.
805 Plumbing and Drain San Diego says, IE fools protest in booty shorts.
Oh, hell no.
Hey. Fire 100K, Sun 100K says, raza, get cojones and start getting down with ice. Snoopy Oil dropped another super chat, says, you know what the F up is back in the 90s? Us gang members fit the description. Nowadays, all of us fit the description because of our brown skin.
Facts.
Tommy Rocha says, people were fooled by an obvious racist.
Yep.
Fire 100K, 100K, son. Oh, he gave out that info about 8425 Firestone Boulevard, Downey, California, 90241, ice location. Chris from Arizona says, some things are just in our DNA.
Yep.
Hands on, didn't say anything, but dropped 199, so thank you for that. Hands on says, how long will NORBEEZ last if he gets drafted for World War III? Dang. And this one from one of my favorite meme pages on Instagram, Grinch915. Make sure to go follow him on Instagram. It says, marvelous. Do you think there's a possibility that all the land that Mexico lost, such as Cali, Texas, etc., will become its own country in the future?
No, I think that they're on the verge of trying to destroy this land, you know, due to major catastrophes such as war and earthquakes. They have the ability to create earthquakes, so I hope you guys know that. I've talked about that on many lives.
Yeah. Do you ever learn that song, This Land Is My Land? You ever heard that song?
Yeah, this land is my land. That's all the song should say.
Dang. All right.
That's it.
94M became a member for 4 months. He says, don't cry in the car, Norbert. It was a good show.
Thank you, 94M.
Thank you for that. Zapata says, is Cat Williams the black KK phase of colonialism? If so, no reparations for him. Raza needs to read American Holocaust and watch Exterminate All the Brutes. Now, I feel there's some sort of backstory there about Cat Williams.
Well, I can't stand him. I stopped watching him when he dissed the Mexicano, the the homeboy in Texas.
Really?
And he stood his ground. The homie, if you guys haven't seen that, you guys could type in Cat William tells Mexican to go back to Mexico if he don't like it here. That we lost the battle, and he's talking all kinds of stuff and thinking he's funny, and he's not funny. He's not.
I haven't heard of that.
Yeah,
look up what? Look up Cat Williams.
Cat Williams dissing the Mexicano or Mexican.
Okay.
Yeah, you could type that in.
Tommy Docha dropped a super chat. He says, "The Earth is a sphere with an extra exclamation marks."
Yeah, right.
94M says, "Don't get mad, Norbs. He has a bird brain."
Thank you, 94M. Hey, thank you everybody for your thank you everybody for your super chats. You ain't talking about me. 94M, who are you talking about, homie?
He said, he said me not to get mad because he has a bird brain.
Not me. Don't get mad at NORBEEZ because he has a bird brain. Man, you see?
Don't recreate it. You see what it says.
Yeah. Everybody, look what it says. Don't get mad at NORBEEZ. He has a bird brain. Thank you. Thank you. All right, go ahead. We're gonna go ahead into our final thought. No, this ain't the Springer Show, but go for it, Norbs.
My final thoughts. Thank you to everybody for joining in. Everybody that gave to the super chats. All, of course, none other than the live chat because you guys definitely keep the party going. You guys definitely roast the hell out of me, and I love it. I appreciate it. I love the creativity. Most of all, I'm proud of our people that this whole week we've been fighting. We've been fighting and fighting and fighting. We don't stop. And somebody said that we're not going to get any sympathy waving the Mexican flag. I will definitely say right here, nobody is waving that flag for sympathy. Nobody. Not one person waving that Mexican flag is waving it for sympathy. They're not asking sympathy for nobody. They're just there to represent. That happens. What do you think? The Confederates, that the people that fly the Confederate flag are flying that flag so they can get our sympathy? You think everybody else that waves their flag, is that what it is? Well, maybe Israel, but aside from that, nobody that's waving that Mexican flag is waving it for sympathy. Nobody. Aside from that, to my beautiful people that are out there, that have the family members that are suffering, that are in fear, like I said, this is just another phase of them trying to take us out again. We've seen it happen over and over again. This is probably the 4th, 5th time that they're doing this to us. And we survived those, and we're going to survive these. And that's just what we do. We survive.
All right. Thank you for that, Norbs. Thank you
for
that.
You're welcome. Thank you, Marvis.
Final thought is don't be fooled. Don't be fooled. Don't be fooled. This is a form of gentrification. It's a form of gentrification. Okay, there's also phases to what's going on, which is a false flag, which is happening right now. Stand your ground. There's more of us than them. And if you're gonna protest, know what you're fighting for, and actually go to spread wisdom. Rioting, that's not gonna help anything. That's just gonna show the whole world how ignorant our youth is, and how belligerent we are. We shouldn't be doing that out there either. If you see somebody doing that and you are an older homeboy or you are a younger homie, hey, correct that on the spot. That's a form of cancer in our communities that we don't need. Another thing, thank you for all the super chats. Thank you for all the comments, everybody. I really appreciate your time. I support you. And let's just back each other up. You're not going to accomplish nothing by filming anything. I'm just going to tell you that right now. All that filming and yelling and honking and raising the flag ain't gonna help nothing. It's not. They're still going to keep on doing this and doing this and doing this and stepping on you and stepping on you. Let's stop it. Just stop it. I know I'm behind the camera, saying this shit, but hey, I'm out there in the street too every day. I'm out there every day. I've been out there at the protests, and I'm out here just like you guys. So I'm not just saying that. Stop supporting, the Dodgers. They ain't supporting you. Stop supporting all these franchises that don't support you. The Swapmeet is just promoting ignorance. It's a time waster. I get it. You want a place to go, kick it and relax from, your time off at work or whatever it is, but there's other ways that you can do it, instead of supporting somebody that don't support you and is going to let the wolves in the hen house, and not warn you about it. You know, there's so much to say. I appreciate you guys. I love you guys. I respect you guys. Thank you for all your input, your knowledge. We're here to learn from each other. So let's keep on sharpening these swords. I appreciate you. See you guys on the War Zone.
Melissa